What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms, whatever platform you're tuning in from. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the True Big Blue Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Got my trusty sidekick here, Mr. Classified 3F with Joe. We're doing big things. Tonight, man, we're gonna talk about the offense going forward. What's going on, Darren? Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna talk about the offense going forward. Everybody's been talking about the performance against the Cowboys, how woeful we played. We embarrassed ourselves on Monday Night Football again, and Daniel Jones sucks again. And now people are calling for Kafka to be replaced as the offensive coordinator. Brian Dabo should take over the play calling duties. I just want to ask you, Joe, what do you think is really going on with this Giants offense? I
It's
want your
basically
honest
the
opinion.
players. It's the players. It's all about the players. Here go, you got the GM and then the coach. You say, okay, I want these as my underlings, blah, blah, blah. And then you go, okay, I want to get this guy and this guy.
What's
They've
up,
had a
Coach?
draft. They're young. They
Tommy.
don't have, they're still in college. Their body's getting used to 17-game season. They're putting in the they're putting in the effort, but they haven't put the whole year into developing. And the second year, I want to see results, you know. But this year, I'm giving them a clean slate. I'm giving them a B plus. You know, Daniel Jones looked good. Charles Barkley looked good. GM, the coaches, the
Tudo.
it's all this. There we go. Next man, step in. You want to be a man? Be the man. Everyone does all the talk. I wish it had the chance. I wish it had the chance. Now is your chance. Go out and get it. Show me something, and I'll bring it back next week. Go out. Show me something. Okay. Show me again. When you go to ask? When you retire? But every week I'm going to be show me again. That's good. By the way, guys, it's good. Next day, show me that again next week. Put you out there. One play. He's got a you beat the catch. That's a wide receiver. That's how the story goes.
I mean that is how the story goes. What's going on, Taj? Thank you for coming on the
Hey,
panel.
what's going on?
Oh man, what I truly think about what's going on with this offense. Tudo, thank you for tuning in. He says massive salute to Big Boss Pat, Joe, Coach, Tommy, and all diehard Giants fans in the chat. Cheers. Thank you,
Yeah.
Darren. He says we don't have any healthy receivers. We got practice squad guys playing. We do. Tommy, he says Jones will continue to take this team to an elevated play and build on this loss, learning from it, and win games, buying time, allowing players to come back from injuries to make a playoff run.
Yep.
Hopefully that does happen, Tommy. I think it can happen.
But right now, we got to wait until that line develops. That's going to take 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. This
And
offensive
this was a
line
good
definitely has to
test.
develop. Yep.
I like this game. Now, we lost. I didn't blow a gasket. We're 2-1.
Right.
So we win another two. We lose one. 4-2. Lose another couple. Lose. 6-3. Go on, so forth. We're 11-7. Hey, it is what it is.
I will say this. Moving forward, man, this offensive line does have to gel. We do have a rookie at right tackle, and I'm gonna be honest with you, might sound crazy, but I appreciate the beating that he got against the Cowboys.
Yep.
You gotta think Evan Neal is a player that's never been beat down like that before. Never. I've never seen Evan Neal through high school or college take a beating like that.
Yep.
And you got to know that this is a prideful dude that he wants to dominate in the NFL just like he dominated in college as well. So he should take it as a lesson learned, and he should go and get better moving forward. When you get beat down like that, now that was embarrassing, and I'm quite sure he does not want to be embarrassed like that again. So I hope he takes that in stride and gets better, and he'll continue to get better. Andrew Thomas struggled in his first season. They said we got the worst left tackle in that draft. Now he's the best left tackle graded in the league in his third year. It takes time. Darren says we have to play Slayton this week. We short receivers. We should have been playing them from the get-go. Receiving core being hurt and poor play can't hold us down going against top five defenses. D team receivers Seals, James, KG with no Tony, Johnson, Lemieux, Gates, McKeithen, Beavers, Leo, pressure, 5 sacks. I mean, we had a lot that went against us. We do have a lot of injuries, but they've built this team with depth the best way they could. The best way they could, they've built this team with depth. And we've had a lot more depth than we had in a long time. I just think that when Ojolari and Aziz, and
Uh, don't
Thibodeau played, huh?
don't read the second one down. Just look at it, get rid of it, and
Stupid.
okay.
Um, but yeah, I truly believe that we are going to put it together. We said this in the beginning of the season. It's going to take about 5 to 6 weeks for this offensive line to gel and come together and be able to block correctly for this team. And it's showing. Now, run blocking is a different story. They're very good run blockers. But when you lose key guys on your offensive line and they're not able to block as well as they should as far as pass blocking, you're going to get a lot of pressures. And I'm going to say shout out to Daniel Jones for actually playing pretty well against the Cowboys, even though he was being pressured every single play, just about.
Yep.
And Darius Slayton really showed in that game. You might not believe it because he had no catches for no yards, but he showed why you had to put Slayton in the game. Slayton was open on 2 deep passes. It's just that the offensive line, Evan Neal, I think, on one of Glowinski and another play, gave up a sack immediately. If he had enough time to throw that ball deep, which he was getting ready to uncork it, he got hit before he could. So Slayton has showed exactly why he needs to be playing. Reek, what's going on, Reek? He says, I need to say this, Pat. Let's go, Giants. Let's go, Giants. To only lose by 7, we are all the way up. We should have got a blown out drops, refs, no blocking, no pressing, receivers, undisciplined, defensive line play. We are playing with house money. Yes, we are. He says, Tibb and Aziz threw our defense off. They haven't had enough reps. Yeah, they didn't. What's going on, Miz? You can come on if you want to, Miz. I'll put the link in the chat. Dash, what's going on? He says, Cousins, Tupac voice.
Yeah.
He said, Joey, he says, what's up, guys? Getting our loss back this weekend. Not tripping. Not tripping either. We're 2-1. What's going on with Shane? Did he break his toe? He's been out for about 6 weeks now. Yeah, something went on with his toe. He got put on IR. He can't come back to at the very earliest after the Bears game because he got put on IR. Miz Tudo says Dash. Tommy says, except for Thomas, our O-line has 20-30 pass block rating, including Barkley and Bellinger. Only Shep and Hudson had over 70% pass block rating. That's true. He says, can't right now, entire. Oh, yeah, that is right. Man, sorry, man. I hope you're okay out there, Miz. I forgot you out there in Florida now. Man, they said they had sharks on the highway. It had so much water. That's crazy. But our receiving core, Joe, I think has been more disappointing than the offensive line in the beginning of the season. like our receiving core has been absolutely woeful. You got guys complaining about playing time, and Kenny Golladay
All the
can't get
guys that
right.
we liked, all the guys that we liked got hurt, Pat.
Yep.
Think about it. All them guys who should not have been playing, who should, the star caliber got, hey, they were going to get us some yards. Every one of them kept playing. I didn't know why. Then they started getting hurt. Oh Christ, we ain't starting Barkley now. You'd be smart not to.
So I remember everybody in the beginning of the season was crying for Seals to be on the team that cut Slayton. Now Seals has shown you exactly what he is. Miz is crazy. He said Alligator was at my door and asked me who I like at a Miami game tomorrow. Big Fridge Hurricane weakening to Category 3 reportedly. Hopefully so, man. Those people in
Yeah.
Florida, man, praying for them. He says we need Slayton, James, Seals, KG to just catch the ball. Man, we need James and Seals to get open because KG, I mean Slayton and James, because Seals and KG, man, they can't run good routes, bro. They can't even get the DB out their back pedal. He says Shet was our best blocker with those crack blocks, springing those good runs. True. Lamar, good to see you, Lamar. Thank you for tuning in. G Marley as well. What's
Yeah.
going on, G Marley? Big Fridge.
Hey.
Lamar Adams says CJ Board, quarterback Ohio State, Bryce Young, quarterback Alabama. I'm not worried about the quarterbacks coming out right now. I'm worried about this team this season. If DJ shows that he could be the quarterback, then he'll get franchised. If he doesn't, then they'll worry about a quarterback. But I'm not worried about CJ Stroud and Bryce Young and all those guys right now. I'm worried about this team. This team is 2-1. And talking like that, I don't understand talk like that about future quarterbacks and everything when this squad is 2-1 and we're in pretty good position to try to make a playoff push. I don't understand it. It's like, do you dislike Daniel Jones that much that you would rather lose instead of win? That's the question I got for a lot of fans going into this season. Reek, he says, Pat, people are blaming the hurricane on fossil fuels. What are your thoughts on that? It's a natural disaster that happens every year. I got a lot of thoughts on that, but this is not the time and place. Darren Gordon, he says Tony is starting to piss me off. This guy's always on the injury report. Out of the 20 games he was eligible to play, he's been on the injury report 15 times. Yeah, he has the worst hamstrings I've ever seen in my life. He has the worst hamstrings I've ever seen in my life, man. That's crazy. Like he's had a hamstring injury, Joe, since July. Like it's crazy, man. I don't understand it. Tommy says Jones looked like a stud with a bunch of lemons. Yeah, he did Monday night, but it's okay. Carl Banks on Twitter going at the uh, defending Jones. Yeah, I like what he said. Tudo, he says Big Boss Pat. The missing piece was Leo to put pressure on Coward's QB. They were going toe to toe up until they got chunk plays. Their confidence and their momentum. Yeah, forget about it. True. I just think that we were a little bit undisciplined in that Dallas game. To be honest with you, we were a little bit undisciplined. Lamar said, "Is you if you was a head if you was the head football coach, would you rather keep on the team Saquon Barkley or Danny Jones? My opinion, I keep Saquon Barkley. If I was the head coach, I want this team to play well where I keep one and franchise the other. That's what I would want as the head coach. I would want Daniel Jones to play well enough to get us in the playoffs to where we would franchise him. And then I would give Barkley his money at the running back position because he got over 2,000 yards of all purpose yards. That's what I would want as a head coach. Tommy says the regime is waiting for Tony injury to heal all the way. We need him and Robinson. They will come back together. They need to do something, man, because Tony's been on the injury report since he's been in the league. That's crazy. Darren, Tony just starting piss you off. He said Tony just starting to piss you off. I've been had it a year ago. I got called stupid names for keeping it real. It's not that I don't like Daniel Jones. Every time he's in the game, he's known for throwing interceptions. That's bad for business. No, he's not. He has I think he has what is it? Almost a 3 touchdown to interception ratio. He's not known for throwing interceptions. If anything, he was known for getting hit and fumbling. But his turnovers have been way down the past 2 to 3 years. That's what I mean by everybody just wants to listen to the media. Oh, Daniel Jones is a turnover machine.
He's got two.
Got 2 in 3 games, and one of them wasn't his fault. And you could really say the fumble really wasn't his fault because they allowed the defensive tackle to get in there before 2 seconds, and he hit him from the blind side. Darren Gorin says Tony and Golladay still in checks. They gone next year. Maybe so. So the team is improving, and Jones has improved so much. No way he doesn't deserve the credit to even make it a close game. If Jones didn't suit up, we don't score. True, it was proven last year.
Hey,
He says Golladay may be gone before Halloween. Who knows? He says
was gone
practicing
yesterday.
playing right, practicing and playing on a terrible turf, ACL tearing turf. Of course, he will stay hurt. I try to give him a chance, Miz, but I'm finished with him. Lamar Adams says, but you can only franchise tag one player. If that player don't want to be franchise tagged, let him walk. No, you give Barkley the contract and you franchise Daniel Jones.
Well,
That's plain and simple. Bookend. What's going on, Bookend?
weekends.
Tommy, take the loss on Golladay. Are they
That
are they
could
gonna have to
be.
find out what they can do, man? I don't even think we have enough cap room to take the loss on Golladay.
Hey,
NYG Unpopular Opinion Sports. You guys go sub up the Unpopular Opinion Sports. Very good content. Very good friend of the Big Blue Crew, part of the Big Blue Crew. Thank you for tuning in, NYG. Ready Red, what's going on, Ready Red? He says, whatever we lose to release him, just do it or give him away, eat half the money. Look, nobody's going to take on Galladay's contract, so you can pretty much get the trade out your mind. Nobody in their right mind is going to take on that Galladay contract. Second, I don't even think we have enough cap room to even get rid of him. If so, we probably have. I think we only got like 5 million. So I think it
5
takes
or
like
6.
4.8 million just to release him. So he actually would take up all our cap room if we release him, which is crazy. That's how bad that contract is. Dash has a transition tag too. Yeah, nobody really uses that transition tag, but you can use it. Lou should be on later, Reed. Ready Red says, let us get Tony. He's a Cowboys fan. Hell, shit, he might be able to do something with you guys. I don't know. Miz, he says, I have a feeling the GOAT LT will be a lot more games here on. He was treated like a god Monday. Even Parsons, I heard, hugged him, was humble. That would be good for the Giants. Saying, it seems like the Giants set DJ up to fail again this year. The kid played his heart out Monday night. I don't think they set him up to fail. I think just this offensive line has to gel, like we said at the beginning of the season. I said we were going to be a good running team and we were going to struggle passing the ball. And guess what? We're one of the best running teams in the league, and we struggle passing the ball because the offensive line hasn't gelled yet. You got to think. You got a center that hasn't played center before. You got a rookie left guard of Ben Bredesen. You got Glowinski at right guard. I was hoping that he could be stable for us, but he's looking a little shaky now. You got a rookie at right tackle. So it's going to take time for those guys to gel, man.
6 million. A little over 6 million.
You got a little over 6 million.
Yep, that's what coach just typed.
Okay, 6.1 million. So if you release Galladay, we're down to 1.5 million.
Yep.
Well, 1.3 million to be exact. So I don't know. Who knows? He says memory rephrase myself. I guess he meant let me rephrase myself. But Saquon Barkley is going to get his money. If Daniel Jones don't want to be franchise tagged, let him walk. So Quan will get paid. You can pay both of them. We're going to have almost $80 million in cap room next year. If Daniel Jones takes his team to the playoffs, I don't see them not giving him the franchise tag.
I don't either.
There's no way you can do that.
You took a 4-12 team, 10-11-6 or 11-7, 6, 11-6. Hey, you're in the playoffs or you're fighting for a playoff.
If we go to the playoffs, that means we overachieve. Because
If
like
we do,
allegedly we're supposed to be a rebuilding team, so we go to the playoffs. I
well,
mean, hey,
hey, it is what it is.
we overachieve, so that means hey
11
DJ.
wins is a lot of wins this year.
So yeah,
Yeah, if we make the playoffs this year, that means we do not have a good draft pick. Hey
yeah,
Rob,
we
hey, if you wanted to
overachieve.
come on, what's going on, Rob Zero? That's
Rob
Rob
Zero.
Zero. He hangs out with Pest. Him and Pest usually go live, do content, great Giants content. I'll put the link in the chat for the people who want to come on and voice their opinion about this situation. Rob, if you want to come on, bro, you can come on for a second. I know a lot of people have been attacking you lately in those chats. I heard I heard one of the little Twitter things, the little I forgot what they call it, space Twitter Spaces. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were attacking you pretty hard on there, man. I'll just let you know if you want a free space to come and speak your mind without all that
What up,
garbage being spewed at
R0B?
you, with all that garbage being spit at you, you can come on here and talk your talk for a little bit, bro. I put the link in the chat.
He's that
Uh
dude that be with Pest, right?
huh. Darren
Yeah,
Gordon says sounds like a setup, Pat. He probably won't make it through the season getting hit like he is. Daniel Jones is a tough kid, man. That dude can take more of a beating than you think. I think he could have played last year. I think they just held him out. He says to Kenny G to the Raiders or the Houston Texans. Nobody's gonna take that contract, man. I keep telling y'all, man. Nobody's gonna take on that contract. NYG, he says Chicago's a similar team as the Giants. Bad O line, but excellent running game. They're good against the pass, but bad against the run. Yeah, we're almost a carbon copy of each other. We're both 2-1.
hmm
We're both pretty bad at guarding the run, and we're both pretty good at guarding the pass, and we can't pass, and we both can run. Should be an interesting game. Aaron Judge hit number 61. He gonna
yes
break that record
sir.
this year.
Judge, man. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Coolio
R.I.P.
passed
Coolio,
away
man.
today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he has been doing good protecting himself, bookend. So I don't see Daniel Jones getting put out anytime soon. He says, "Keep Judge. Some got to wash the jerseys and hang them right."
These dudes,
He said Jones is way
they
better
got
than the
to hang
Bears
them right,
QB.
bro.
Yeah,
Justin
I think he
Fields,
reads the field a little bit better than what Justin Fields does,
yeah,
and but Justin Fields, you get him some protection, he can make some plays as well. I think he's in a similar situation to Jones, to be honest with you. Bad receivers, bad O line, and he has to run around like a chicken with his head cut off to try to make a play. But that Bears defense has pulled him out 2 games out of these 3. So I mean, we're similar teams, like almost carbon copies of each other, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So
basically.
hmm
hey, there he goes. Rob Zero, what's
Rob,
going on, brother?
Hey,
Up, boys?
R0B,
well,
Rob.
hey, what's up?
Chilling,
Hey,
chilling, man. I appreciate you guys putting the link
Yeah.
in the chat, having me jump on.
yeah. Like I said, I was in one of your spaces the other day. There was
No.
there was there was some there was interesting stuff being said in that chat and in those spaces. So hey, look, man, heavy, you came on here, you tuned in. I want you to get your talk on. I want you to talk your talk without having to hear all that nasty BS that was being spewed your way. I believe you were called a racist.
Yeah,
Um,
no, yeah,
you were
it's
called
some
a lot of
crazy.
things, man.
Pat, you see why now? Do you see why
Hmm.
I don't be there, man?
But
Yeah, I mean, it
I
was.
want you to talk your talk for a little bit, man. I think you deserve to at least to be heard about your opinion without having to be called all type of names and everything. I hope some of those guys are looking as
No,
well.
no. I mean, like, I don't want to get into that whole topic or whatever, but because it's done and over with. But I mean, my whole thing that I was and what started that was, I think at this, for me, I said that I think Daniel Jones's time, with the Giants is pretty much going to be over. And I don't think it's any fault of his or anything. I think it's a combination of a couple of things. I think it's an organization that failed a quarterback. I think it's it's a bad situation. He hasn't obviously developed the way that we would have all hoped for him to develop. And the guys that are here, more than likely, want his own guy. I think the main thing that I'm looking at now, as far as the situation that he's in, is I look at a quarterback like Daniel Jones, who's scarred right now, right? He came in, had a good rookie year. You took over for Eli Manning, the poster boy for the New York Football Giants. And then the next year you go ahead and you bring in Joe Judge, and it's horrible. And then the next year it's horrible. And I'm sure players, they hear the fans, they hear the beat writers, they hear the social media guys and cutting them up and destroying them. And I think it scarred him as a quarterback. And I think what Dayball's doing right now is probably the right thing, and we've seen a lot of changes in a positive way as far as what Daniel has progressed. Trying to go through his progressions, staying in the pocket, trying to make the reads. It's not perfect by no means, but I mean, who is? But you see the transformation, and just in the short time that Daves has had. And I think what Daves is really going to end up doing with this process at the end is making Daniel Jones confident in who he is as a person, as a player, and as a quarterback. And getting to the point where I'm sure he's down on himself. He doubts himself. He probably feels some type of way. And when he's ready to hit and he hits the free agent market, wherever he goes, he's going to be confident in his abilities to compete for a job, whether it's starting right away or whether he's got to go and he's got to fight and work his way on the field. And I think that says a couple of things. I think it says a lot about him as a player, but I think it's going to say a lot about our head coach. I mean, if Daves is able to do something like that, and be able to turn Daniel Jones's career around ever so slightly to the point where teams are looking at him like, okay, I kind of see, what Daniel's working with here. I'd be more than happy and pleased with what Dave's is going to do when they get his guy. And the big reason why a lot of that stuff happened and those comments were made, was due to the fact that, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are coming out, and the guy that I'm primarily, leaning towards is Will Levis, who I think is the guy that the Giants, may target, should target, and who I'd like them to target. And it's no coincidence that a lot of the quarterbacks that are coming out this year, the majority of them are, quarterbacks of color, right? And I think Levis is really the only, white quarterback that's there. And it was perceived that that's the reason why, that I was going for him. And that's not the case. The reason why I chose him is when I look at when I look at what they did when they were recruiting Josh Allen, and not maybe so much Dave's because he was the offensive coordinator. He wasn't the head coach, but I'm sure he had a little bit of, he had a little bit of conversation, with Joe Shane. But Joe Shane, when he was going and he was looking for a quarterback, they scouted Josh Allen. There's a reason why they drafted him. And I feel like Will Levis fits a lot of those boxes, not the Josh Allen now, but the Josh Allen that was coming out of college that they were looking at. And I feel like Will Levis fits a lot of those boxes. A guy like CJ Stroud, there's really haven't been a lot of quarterbacks that have succeeded that have came out of Ohio State. Now, you never want to go ahead and put a mock on a kid's career based upon the logo or the school that they went to, but when you look at the track record, it's not very good. When you look at quarterbacks coming out of Florida.
R0B, nice to meet you,
yes,
brother.
Sir. Nice
I'm
to
Big
meet you,
Blue
G-Nation.
Lou, G Nation. Nice to meet you. We're not drafting no quarterback. DJ is our guy next year. We need a wide receiver sitting in the bowl for 3 damn months. He is the worst wide receiver I have seen in the Giants uniform in the past 2 decades. Preston Parker was better than Kenny Golladay.
Well, Lou, before you interrupted him, he was given his reason why he said if the Giants did draft a quarterback, it would
I
probably
get
be
all that.
Will
I know,
Levis
but he can
from
save his
Kentucky.
football knowledge because the only people that's listening to quarterback conversations is the haters. We're not haters here. We think DJ balled
No,
out
he
last
was.
Monday.
I was letting him explain himself because he
I
was
know.
in the chat and he was
All right.
called racist for no reason. He was
Well,
called
listen.
racist because you said Will Levis is the quarterback that they would be looking for to type.
Oh no, let me
And
say this, G Nation too. Like
Small-minded
I'm
people
not
will
a
always resort to naming people and labeling people and slinging that hominids because they can't have an intelligent conversation. As you see here, I'm Puerto Rican. My brother Pat right there is African, and Joel is Caucasian. And we do this 4
what's going
nights out
on,
of the damn
Matthew?
week without no problem, without no fuss, no muss. And we all love football. We all have a passion for bringing people the news on football and our team. And if people want to call you racist, so what? Don't let them rent no damn space in your head.
Yeah, but you
Fuck
know
Oh
them.
no,
what?
no,
But
yeah,
Yeah,
that didn't
yeah, you know
bother
what?
me, because I
You
know
know,
I'm not,
all right, they
but
got
at
the
the same
Hutu
point,
Polita.
I don't want that label being put on me. But no, I mean, I'm not a Daniel Jones hater. But I think in my personal opinion, when it comes down to the situation, I do feel that the kid was dealt a bad hand. I feel like he really hasn't had the help that he's needed, the consistent offensive line play, the weapons that he's needed, whether that be due to injury or just due to the fact of not having the proper weapons there.
What's going on,
The
Sonny
best
B?
weapon he had, which is, Saquon
Okay.
Barkley, finally looks good. Last couple of years, he hasn't looked like himself. I just think it's just coming to a point where, when I look at Daniel, I think that Daniel is a quarterback now that needs every situation to be perfect, where there are quarterbacks that are out there that can make something look good even though it's not very good. And I don't necessarily say that Daniel can't be that, but right now he's not. And I think the
I
track
beg to
record for
differ.
Daniel is just running out due to the fact of where his contract is. He's on his 4th year. He's going to be due a new contract, whether that's an extension or the franchise tag. With the way that the money for quarterbacks is right now, it's tough to go ahead and franchise tag a guy that's an unproven guy at $30+ million. Maybe you could get him like a prove it deal on a 2-year deal or something like that, maybe. But at that point, you're still allocating money to a guy that you're not really too sure of. Now, I do think that there is a situation where Daniel Jones can play well this year potentially.
Go
They
11 and
give him
6.
maybe a 2-year deal, like a prove it deal. They still have Tyrod on the roster, and they draft a quarterback. I
Tyrod is
think that they
trash.
could potentially have those 3 guys, and maybe
I
one
want
of
you to
those
hold on
guys.
one. I want you to hold on 1 second, Rob. Bookend makes a good point here. He says a good QB can make average look good, not below average.
And that's why I
That's
want to
what,
say
and
I beg to differ with your
that's what
stance on that.
people, that's where people is getting it messed up. Average receivers are what the Buccaneers have right now, and Justin Gage and what's my guy Cole
Russell
Beasley
Gage, Kobe King.
and Julio Jones, old Julio Jones,
We have practice squad
without
receivers out there.
without Mike Evans. That's average to me. We have, I'm
Practice
gonna
squad
say,
receivers.
right. I think it's below average is being
Below
nice.
Right.
average.
So my thing on everything that you just said, and I'm just gonna try to sum it up because I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. But I beg to differ on that point because what we've seen is when DJ's under pressure is when he's best. Right? So I think that he's just now starting to get a handle on the system, just now starting to get some confidence back. And I think that you're going to see a new and improved DJ for the remainder of this season. You've already seen improved DJ, but you're going to see a new and improved DJ coming out the gate this Sunday against the Bears, following week against the Packers, and there's going to be a lot of people stuck with their mouth open because it's going to be a hell of a ride. And I, for one, want to be one of the people who stood on this same wave before that shit changed. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't happy when we drafted him. He wasn't the guy I wanted. But given all the shortcomings that he's had to endure. No receivers, no offensive line, bad play calling, bad coaching, 4 systems in 5 seasons. So I mean, the guy has had almost happened to a quarterback happen to him, and the fact that he still
You
came
keep
out here
popping in
and
and out,
bought
Luke.
the fact that he still came out here and bought time with his legs and kept us in drives when the line had collapsed and everything fell apart. The only reason we stood in that game was because of Daniel Jones, and that is a fact. Yes, Saquon Barkley had a few key runs, but DJ kept us in that game. So now, in regards to you saying that everything's going to have to be just right, what he did Monday night proves that that's wrong because nothing was right, and we were still just 1 touchdown away from tying that game or winning it if we went for 2. So I think that his confidence is coming back. This O-line needs to gel. We need to figure out what we're doing at the center and guard position. And I think that he can make Richie James and Slayton and all of them guys look good because James and Slayton are average. Seals is below average. Kenny Golladay is way below fucking average.
That's being
And,
generous.
Shep is gone. He's hurt. So I think if we come out the gate on the Bears and put up 30-something points, everybody's going to understand what I'm saying right now. Right now, it don't seem likely because of what just happened night before last. But I'm telling you, Sunday night, watch the Giant content creators be talking completely different because we on the road to 11-6, and DJ will be our quarterback next year. And fuck what them people got to say. If they think you racist, tell them they can eat a whole bag of dicks. And if they don't like it, tell them to holler at G Nation, and I'll slap the shit out of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that chat is kind of toxic. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do want to ask you this, Rob. Everybody keeps bringing up this narrative that's been pushed about Daniel Jones as well in the media. Everything has to be perfect for him to be average.
That's not true. Like,
I want you guys to name the quarterbacks that you know of, because I'm having a hard time thinking that played very well with the below average offensive line and below average receivers.
I mean, Tom Brady has done that for the majority of his
Really?
career.
So he has had a below average offensive line for the majority of his career.
I think there was a time where he had not a very good offensive line. I wouldn't say maybe below average, but I would say like average. This
for the
was like I
receiver.
think this was like right after like Matt Light retired, but they've always been like shuffling around the offensive line. But I think the reason why I think it doesn't show or why the offensive line looked better was strictly because of how fast he gets rid of the football. So I think that really made it a lot easier. But he's always had like really like below or like not really below, but like average wide receivers, except for the year that he had Welker, Randy Moss, and then I mean Julian Edelman. I look as a little bit of a good wide receiver. He's not an average wide receiver, but he's a good wide receiver.
You do
But I mean,
know
I just
that
think
he
that
had,
his release hid a lot of things because he makes a decision really fast.
but you do know that he had Gronk and Hernandez, and then Gronk after that, and then he had Martellus Bennett with Gronk as well when he had Julian Edelman. Wes Welker is a borderline Hall of Famer. Julian Edelman, whether you say that he's very good or not, is a borderline Hall of Famer. And that's just honest. That's the honest truth. Those are borderline Hall of Fame receivers. Then for 2 years, he had Randy Moss playing at his best level, I think, in his whole career, at least the first year. And his offensive lines have always been good. Yes, I'm not saying that Tom Brady didn't make them look better than what they were because you'll be telling a lie if you did. But his offensive lines have never been below average. You, I, I beg to differ. You cannot tell me 1 year that Tom Brady's offensive line has been below average. The 1 year that it was, I tell you, the 1 year that it was is when he got hurt. When he got hit on his knee, that was probably one of the worst lines that he had. But then they got it together, and Matt Castle almost took them to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough thing to really kind of determine Like, because there's been so many years of football to really, determine, what's, I mean, Daniel Jones, no question that Daniel Jones has very inconsistent line play. And there's no question that he doesn't have very good wide receiver prospects that he can get the ball to. You can make an argument that if the offensive line would have held up a little bit more on Monday night, maybe you get a couple of deep shots because they were running a lot of single high safeties. Darius Slayton maybe could potentially get over the top on one-on-one coverage. They were running a lot of man coverage, with a single high safety, having Wilson up at the line of scrimmage. It wasn't until probably about the third or like midway through the third quarter after DJ had a couple of those big runs that they started running a spy with Wilson by putting him in the middle of the field. But he just didn't have the time to do so. But at the end of the day, it comes down to there were my man Dash. What up, baby? I mean, there were times and instances the last couple of weeks leading up to this game where the offensive line and pass protection held up and did a decent job. Same wide receivers, and Daniel Jones was still struggling to find guys that were open. And I think that Daniel Jones, it was said today, we were talking about it today with me and Pest, and our buddy Max brought it up. Daniel Jones doesn't seem like the type of guy that's going to throw a wide receiver open. He's going to throw it to where, like,
That's
when
true.
you're looking at when you look at the field.
Yeah, that's how his interception happened.
He can't say, all right, there's the safety, there's the corner. I'm going to throw it right there, and I'm going to make the play. Like, Daniel Jones is not that kind of quarterback. He needs the guy to be completely open for him to throw it to him before he pulls it. He's not a gunslinger. Like, he's not going to take a chance. And I think maybe a lot of that comes from the fact that he's turned the ball over a lot, and maybe he doesn't want to get he doesn't want to get shit on or whatever, but he's not a guy that's going to throw the ball open.
Let me reply to that real quick, Rob, before you go into everything. Let me read this super chat real quick. Hey, Pandemonium, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, Rob, if your only comparison is Brady, that proves the point. He is the GOAT.
Well, I mean, Brady, I don't think that Brady is the only one. For a while, you could say Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a good offensive line. There were times in games where, even like right now, like his offensive line isn't all that great, and he's still able to, with no name receivers, offensive line. They just got David Bakhtiari back, but he's still playing at a decent level. His offensive line is not
arm talent, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, the question though wasn't about arm talent. The question was about the quarterback. What quarterbacks have average or below average wide receivers with no offensive line? And Aaron Rodgers is doing that now.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers could make lemonade with lemons, though. And he's proven to do that because
but what I'm saying though is that's
no. Hold on.
But that was
Aaron
the question,
Rodgers
though.
also sat behind Brett Favre and learned how to be a quarterback for a couple seasons, I believe 3 or 4. So you can't use him because he was given time to learn the quarterback position. DJ was thrown into the fire with no offensive line in week 2.
And no coaching at all. The worst coach.
So there's a big difference. Aaron Rodgers learned how to read a defense, learned the playbook, learned the scheme, and stood in the same system for years. So there's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
I'm not saying that there's a big difference or a big gap between what you're talking about. Like I said, I'm going back to the first 2 weeks against Tennessee and against the Carolina Panthers. I'll use Tennessee as an example because
we wouldn't win the game.
Because Tennessee had a similar pass rush as far as the way that they were being dominant. Not even close, but that's where I think he was getting the most amount of pressure. I don't think he was pressured a lot in the Carolina game. He wasn't able to maneuver in the pocket to really get and find guys that were open or throw guys open or make solid reads to do the things that he needed to do. And his offensive line, for the most part in the second half, was able to hold up. Whereas if you look at some other quarterbacks, like, again, you could look at Joe Burrow last year, who had a bad offensive line. I get he has wide receivers, but it's about making those quick decisions making the quick
Jones
passes.
been making
But
better decisions.
hold on, guys. But the difference between what Joe Burrow went through with the Bengals and what Jones is going through with the Giants right now, those receivers make a hell of a difference. You know how fast Jamar Chase was beating people last
We
year?
have no
But
receivers at all.
you can also look at Burrow now. Look at Burrow now.
Right. Look at Burrow now. Same people. Offensive line
He's
has a
getting beat up.
jail. He got beat by the Cowboys too. He put up
Beat up.
17 points. We put up 16 points. Look at Aaron Rodgers. He just came off a game where he only put up 14 points against the Buccaneers.
Jones
His
been
stats are
making lemonade with
comparable to what
lemons.
Daniel Jones' stats are right now. And if you want to say that he has a below average line and below average receivers out there, that's the point that we're trying to make. Even
think
the
the difference-
best,
Jones.
even the best have tough times making things happen if you're playing with a below average line and below average receivers.
I mean,
Also,
when your
the-
O line, when only Thomas has a good pass blocking rating, all the other O line, even Barkley and Bellinger, their pass block rating is like under 30, all of them. So like, if you got pass block rating under 30, all your players, other than Thomas, I mean, how can you even do anything on top of receivers dropping balls, not getting open? You know, the scheme can't fix that. And Jones can't do, I mean, Jones looked like a stud last game compared to anything he's ever done in his career.
No, I mean last night. I mean Monday night game, like that was for me. That was probably one of in a top 5 performance for Daniel Jones
Absolutely.
since he's been in the league. It was
Probably the
definitely
best one,
his top 5 perform. Definitely in his top 5. I'm not trying to make any irrational like decisions. I just think that a couple of things have just come to the point where it's the timing. It's the
Definitely
fact that
timing, yeah.
he hasn't had the opportunities where he's had a better coach. It's his 4th year. You either got a franchise tag him or give him a contract. You franchise him, it's over 30 million. You give him a contract, it's got to be close to that as well over the next couple of years. Regardless of what he's worth, like you still have to make it somewhat respectable because of the way that the quarterback market is right now. It's just the timing. I think like right now, the best thing that the Giants could do is basically have Brian Daboll change the narrative of how Daniel Jones views himself, because he's probably down on himself after everything he's been hearing from the fan base, and fix that narrative about how he feels about himself, make himself more confident in
It's
his
already
abilities to
fixed.
be a quarterback, all of that, so that when he hits free agency, he's confident, like, all right, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to win this job. Like, this is my time, this is my team. I'm going to beat this quarterback out, or he's going to get a starting job or whatever. And that's confident in the fact of who we have as a coach, that if he's able to go ahead and fix the things that he's already fixed with Daniel, as far as Daniel looking down the field, less turnovers, scanning the field a little bit, getting him outside the pocket, letting him make decisions on the run. I'm excited for what Dave's is going to do with the quarterback that he's got. Now, I do think that there is a potential narrative where if we play well this year, well enough, 8 or 10 wins, something like that, where they could potentially maybe try to offer DJ or leverage. Hey, we'll give you a 2-year prove it deal, right? Give you a 2-year
They
prove
got
it
a
deal.
Trubisky him.
They something like that, something like a Trubisky deal, and they still draft a quarterback.
I
And they
think Jones are even he takes
and they
less.
keep Tyrod Taylor, and they have all 3 of those guys. Webb would be the guy that they would cut. They would have all 3 of those guys going into training camp, and then I would think at that point Tyrod would be the scapegoat, and they would probably use him for either cut him or they would use him for some type of trade bait in case the team needs a quarterback due to injury in the preseason. And then Daniel Jones would become the bridge quarterback at that point, leading up into the rookie.
Well, Rob, let me give you an answer to that real quick, but hold on. Pandemonium, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, Rob, again, you comparing DJ to QBs that's been in the game 10 plus. How about QBs in his age group? I mean, that's true too. Let me read what Bookend Tackles had to say, because he put a lot in the chat. He says, what did Tom Brady do in the Super Bowl when we were constantly getting pressure up the middle in his face? He didn't put up big numbers.
He
was
lost.
putting up all year. It was a low-scoring, tough defensive game, and they were coming off record-breaking offensive stats that first Super Bowl. They broke all type of records.
Him and
but what
Mouse.
pressure
Let me
got
see.
on them.
We
Him
beat
and
them.
Mouse were killing him.
We beat them 17-14. So they only put up 14 in the first one.
Him and
And then
Mouse
we
were
beat them
killing him.
21-17 in the second one. So they only put 17 up in the second one. So even the GOAT, when he can only put up 14 to 17 points.
Hey,
Man,
look, I'm gonna answer the
Jones
question
good.
about the whole Daniel Jones thing. And
He's
Rob,
gotten
thank
better.
you for coming on. I'm glad
Of
you
course.
voiced your opinion. You know, you're welcome to come on, bro. I just wanted you to get that out there without having to go through toxic shit. You know what I'm saying? That some of that stuff they said to you was ridiculous. If I saw them
That's wild.
in their face, I promise you they would say something different.
You already
Jones
know that.
got juice.
But look, about the whole Daniel Jones situation.
I got a question that's gonna sound funny. Hold on. You Jewish, Puerto Rican, what?
Oh, I'm Italian.
Italian. Look at that. I was way off. Okay.
I'm
I
Italian.
thought he
You,
was.
you,
I thought
you,
he
were-
was.
you, were-
Italian,
you were
French,
close.
and Spanish.
The
Italian, French, and
Mediterranean,
Spanish.
man. It's still the Mediterranean.
He said Italian, French, and Spanish.
Yep.
Holy
More
shit.
Italian than anything else, but I got Italian in my heritage, French in my heritage, and Spanish.
It's a lot of good food.
It
Right.
is.
But
It is, man. It is. And
I
I
know there's a
appreciate
lot-
you having me come on for real because, like, again, I don't take. I'm confident in myself, and I'm confident in who I know who I am. And the reason why I just got like upset was I don't appreciate people pushing a narrative on me or making a comment about a narrative on me that ain't true. Especially when it comes to something that's a big impact. Like racism isn't something that you just throw around. It's not
Right,
like just a word
right.
like that you just
Yeah.
come out and you say like
That's like
that shit
snitch,
holds a lot of merit, holds a lot of power.
or racist.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
labels. You know.
Yeah, those are some severe labels that you throw out. And just because I did a quarterback evaluation and I chose the only white quarterback, so to speak, out of like 5 quarterbacks coming out, I was like, so that makes me that makes me a racist. I could turn around and I could say the same thing, that the only ones that you were interested were black quarterbacks. Like, how would you perceive that if I came out and said that? Like, you
no,
could
they
go
would
one
still
half
say you were
cousins or the
racist.
other. Like,
They
it's
would
just
still
like,
say you were racist.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I just
Man, the
didn't
world's
appreciate that
racist.
narrative being pushed on me
It
because
is.
that's not who I am, and that's not the kind of
Man,
person
the
I am.
world's racist, man.
So it's like it was just mind blowing to me to
You
have that
can't
narrative
look. You
pushed on
can't
me.
worry about foolish people, man. The
Yeah,
world racist.
Right.
They racist against their
I'm
own
usually in
kind.
all spaces.
They
Too.
racist
I
against
wasn't
their
in that
own
space, so I missed
families.
that whole thing.
I tell you
That
the
wasn't
best
it. That
way
wasn't
to-
in the space dash. That was actually
That was
in the
actually in
chat.
the chat.
That was in
Oh,
the
wow.
that was in yeah, that was in the
the best way
chat.
to remember this,
Oh
and,
boy,
and
okay.
I can't put
Wow.
it any
Yeah,
plainer.
I absolutely missed
Right.
that one.
Yo,
Look,
shout out to Pandemonium with another $5 super chat. He says the funny thing is all media is called DJ at backup, but no one says a thing about Burrow and his play for the last 4 games. I've been said that,
Oh.
Pandemonium.
That's the
But let me
narrative, though.
let
the best way to
let's
sum this up. Hold on one second, Pat, and then I'm gonna let you go back to doing your thing.
Luda hit
Jesus
him a
was
couple
the
times,
only
like, hold up.
person. Jesus was the only person who walked this earth who was perfect. And they wanted to stone him. They called him everything but a child of God. They nailed him to a cross and crucified that man. So if
What's
the
going on, Mark?
perfect example, the living embodiment of the Most High, was called names, spit on, slapped, whipped, and nailed to a cross, don't ever think that you're going to get out here on social media and give your opinion and not get vilified, crucified, spit on, and verbally slapped by these keyboard warriors. But at the end of the day, you got to shake it off because
Oh,
they're still
100%.
watching you and listening to your opinion. So
That's a
don't
fact.
let the shit that they regurgitate on their keyboard get you mad because they were dumb enough to give you a view and get mad about something that they could have changed if they disagreed with.
That's 100.
That is true. I've been called a lot on this platform too, so it is what it is. I still go back at those guys in that
And
little
I'm a
chat. It's
straight up
hilarious
racist.
to me.
I'm
We
a
call
straight
you
up
Big
racist.
Pat.
And I say
And-
it proudly. I hate
Hey,
every
Pat, I see
fucking
you all the
body but
time,
animals. I think dogs
Pat
are way
being in
better than
trouble.
humans. I've never
My-
had a dog try to fuck my girl. I've never had a
I think
dog steal my
Pat
money.
gets
I've never had a
some like
dog
Pat gets like some
steal my
legitimate
car
like verbal
or none of
abuse
that shit.
in some of
Yeah,
these
no,
chats, man. Like some legit.
They
I
actually
think
come
there's
to my
there's a
they actually
line.
come to my personal Twitter and try to say things to me in my
There's
messages.
there's
It's
a line
crazy.
like you don't always have to agree with what somebody says, right? but like you don't have to attack somebody, especially like if it's something that somebody's trying to make a livelihood. You know, like it is like it's no different to me. Like you can say whatever you want to say about me, but don't talk about my kids, my wife, my family. Like you can say whatever you want to say about me if you got a problem with me. Don't bring anybody else into it.
I got
If you got a problem with my take or you got a problem with something I say, you don't need to attack my content. You don't need to attack my platform. You don't need to attack any of that stuff
Oh, they write you
to
off as soon as they
you know what I'm
disagree
saying?
with you.
Like that's just I don't know. That's just weird to me. That's just weird to me.
Reed, go ahead,
There he
Joe.
is.
Shalom.
Shout out
Joe,
to Joel too, man.
right? I thought you was going to say something, man. You
He
tricked
did.
me.
He sounded like he was saying something.
I thought he
I'm
was.
trying to it. Everyone jump in. I forgot about it.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Joel.
Joe,
But
you starting to
let's-
look like
Joe, let's come
animal
back.
from the Muppets. Time to
Right.
shave the beard.
Oh, hey, really? Angel from the Muppets? Yeah, hey,
But,
I get to go.
Hey, while we're on the DJ talk, let's just go down a couple of scenarios with the whole DJ thing. Let's play sign him or not sign him.
Okay.
He looked
All
like
right,
a
we're
stud against a top 5 defense.
We're 2-1 right now. Let's say our defense balls out the rest of these games, and we wind up 11-6. We make it to the playoffs. We win one playoff game, and then we lose the next playoff game. We get bumped out in the second round by whoever. The offseason comes up. Daniel Jones' stat line for the season, 23 touchdowns, 7 picks, throws for 3,800 yards, and runs for about 300 with 2 touchdowns. So he has a total of 25
Sign him.
touchdowns, and he has over 4,000 yards rushing and passing combined.
Sign that man.
Do you franchise him?
You sign that man. He did all that with this
Hold
bum
on.
ass roster.
Hold on.
Sign that
Hold on.
man.
No.
Hold on. Do you sign him? Or do you let him walk and you try to get the best quarterback that you can get with the 28th pick? And you mortgage your whole future to go up and draft. I think the guy that they like the most, to be honest with you, is Levis. I think Levis is the guy that they would like the most. Is between him and CJ Stroud, and I think they would go with Levis.
1 and 2.
So do you let Daniel Jones walk? You trade the 28 pick, future first round picks to jump up to like number 8. You trade up all that draft capital to go up to like number 8 from 28, and you let Daniel Jones walk, or do you give Daniel Jones the franchise tag in that scenario?
You let him walk.
I don't think Morrow.
Hold on. I'm going one at a time because there's 9 people on here now. So Joe, you go first.
Get what I gotta say by then.
Man, he's here. You kidding me? Throw that many touchdowns, that interceptions, that's awesome, man. We won a playoff game. Hell, we're in. We are in.
Is there a stipulation on the type of deal?
Pat, what are you signing him to?
No, I say you franchise him.
None of that shit matters.
Hell yeah, so for franchise.
None of that shit matters. Listen to the
Go ahead,
numbers
Lou.
that he just said. Listen
I don't
to
even
the
think
numbers.
Lou need to go.
No, listen. No, because okay, mind you, people say that and they just draft a new quarterback. Do they realize what that entails? That
Everything.
means 2 to 3 more years of losing.
Start over. Damn.
You see what I'm saying? That's
Yep.
2 to 3 more years of losing.
Yep.
So you might as well say that we're proverbially tanking for Arch Manning if we do that.
Yeah, they are.
Because one, you give up all your draft capital for your next draft, right? So you're bringing in a rookie quarterback with a semi-fixed offensive line, and you're repeating the same fucking madness that brought us here in the first place. You're causing cap hell. You're putting a quarterback in an unsafe and unstable environment with shit receivers. You're repeating the same shit if you do that.
We need to get an O-line.
Count your losses. Yeah, count your losses. Get rid of Kenny Golladay next year. Draft a stud at center. Draft a stud at wide receiver. A good fucking guard, okay, and a dog at linebacker. Them 4 pieces, I guarantee you,
We got a linebacker.
This team is a dynasty for the next 6 to 8 years. And you're not putting yourself in cap hell.
Let me get these 2 super chats.
But the way that
I wouldn't
hold
go
on.
to
Let me get these
dynasty.
2 super chats.
That's
real
a
quick.
strong. It's a strong statement right there. Dynasty.
This is what are the
super chats in?
What are the chances the Giants clean up their weak ass receiver core? They're gonna have to do it quick, and I believe the chances are very good. I think you put Slayton in there, that opens up a lot for this offense. But I'm the crazy one. Tudo, he says, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Tudo, he says, NYG, New York Giants 11-6 this season, and forget about it. Yeah, 11-6.
Again, Tudo. I had to hit him with the Paul Orndorff real quick. I don't know if y'all old enough to remember that. Mr. Wonderful used to come out in the glitter robe. And
it used to be
kiss
hilarious.
Bicep.
Right. Yeah. But
11-6.
If we get a rookie QB, that's going to waste the rest of Saquon Prime. That's going to waste the rest of Saquon Prime. If we just grab a rookie QB, because he's not going to be good for another at least 2 years, especially with the way our offensive line
sacrifices Saquon if you do that. That's another good point. Yeah.
All right, Dash. Same scenario. What would you do, bro?
What was the touchdown count?
He had 24 touchdowns, 7 picks. Yeah,
we win a playoff game and lose a playoff game. I got everything else. 2,300 pass, and then you said another 300 yards.
No, rushing? It said 3,800.
No, I said 3,800 passing with another 300 yards rushing.
Oh, I misheard you. I misheard you. I misheard you a lot. Listen, if he puts up those numbers, especially that yardage,
if they catch the ball and
the playoff win, he is getting the franchise tag. Period.
You can't take
the Giants. You can't take the Giants into the playoffs and then win a playoff game and still throw up 3,800 yards. He hasn't cracked 3,000 yet, right?
No, he went over 3,000. I think his rookie
first year. I thought it was like 29 or something crazy.
It might have been 20. I thought he threw for over 3,000 his first year.
He might have. I know he had 24 touchdowns.
Let's look that up.
He had 24 touchdowns. I know that.
Hey Siri.
Those numbers, and I'm against franchising them, but with those numbers and a playoff win, absolutely. Because if you win a playoff in New York and you're the reason why New York is winning, the fan base is going to flip. It's going to everybody that's doubting them is going to flip, and it's going to be full on support after that. Do you win a playoff game for New York, and you figure if you win a playoff game in New York, that'll be possibly you knocking off Green Bay, you knocking off Tampa Bay, you knocking off Philly. What? Let us knock off Philly in the playoffs, man. Of course he getting a franchise tag after that.
City gonna be on fire if we do that.
Before I go to Rob, let me. I thought you was done, Dash. But
no, but those original numbers that I thought you said, I thought you was like 2,300. I said, you know what? You give him that Trubisky deal, that 2-year deal, $30 million, 15 per, and then you still draft a quarterback after that. But after you said
that too,
38 is a different number. 3,800 yards, 24 touchdowns. That's different. That's different.
All right, Tudo. He said with the $4.99 super chase says New York Giants fans don't realize that a team with a complete roster overhaul, they're 2-1 as of today. That's a victory. It takes time. Yes, it does. And Lamar Adams, I don't know if you're saying Daniel Jones will want Watson type money in the offseason.
Jones will negotiate. Yeah, Jones
will never ask for Watson type.
Jones will take less.
That boy got 3,027 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and 87.7 QBR.
And he had 279 yards rushing that year too. I think he had didn't he have 2 rushing touchdowns that year too?
Yep.
Something like that.
Pretty good year.
And his second season, he threw 29-43.
Hey, Rick, you throwing up gang signs, Rick?
Right. Rick be throwing up gang signs.
Rick be throwing up. I was looking. I was like, is that Folk Nation or what is he doing?
No, that's Football Nation, sir.
I thought I saw the crown. I thought I saw the pitchfork. I didn't know what he was doing.
In 2021, Daniel Jones
throwing up Folk. I was like, what?
In 2021, Daniel Jones threw for 2,428 yards. In 2020, 2,943, and in 2019, 3,027.
I got
That
something
was
I
pretty
want to say.
good.
Hey, Mike B, I'm sorry, it's the one under Pandemonium. He's in Orlando and it's starting to
Yeah.
flood there. It's going up higher. Thoughts and prayers of you with you, man. You're
Yeah, it's sharks in the water out there on the freeway out there,
yeah,
man. It's
there
crazy.
is too.
Say what?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sharks on the highway. The water's
I
so
saw the
bad
picture.
out there.
Highway.
I saw a
Where?
picture
Uh-huh.
in
Where?
Florida. I don't know if
In
it was
Florida.
Photoshop though,
No,
but I heard
the
that.
fun thing. Okay.
God
Close the
dang,
door.
son. I
Pandemonium.
knew they had an
Everybody.
alligator problem, but now the motherfuckers got sharks.
Well, they can
Yeah.
fight.
All right.
Let the alligators and sharks fight then.
Right. Pandemonium
Somebody
with
got
another
somebody
$5
got to win.
super chat. He says, Dash, DJ has been the only reason we've been winning for the past 4 years. I will have to say that's true.
True.
I don't know. I don't know why
that's true.
why is he saying that to me though?
DJ.
Why is he saying
Because
that to
you
me?
I think you was talking at the time, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Like
But
you
prayers
get
go
no
out to Mike
arguments from
B
me.
out there in Florida. All right, we're on Rob Zero. Same scenario, brother. What you do?
For me, I'm letting him walk. I'm letting him walk,
my
and I'm testing.
Even with a playoff win.
Even with a playoff win, I'm gonna let him walk because I look at it like this: the holes right now that we have on this roster at the present moment: wide receiver, offensive line, interior linebacker, and corner. We also have guys that we're going to need to re-sign to long-term contracts. Guys like Andrew Thomas, Xavier McKinney this year, Azeez Ojulari next year, Dexter Lawrence. You're also going to have to sign this year. Potentially if they want to bring him back. So you're going to have a lot of players that you're going to need to sign. And then you also have a lot of positions that you're going to need to add. So I'm looking at the projected right now, the projected wide receivers that would be available going into the next offseason. And it's not a very big list. I mean, this free agent class is going to be very, very bad. But some of the wide receivers, you got Byron Pringle, who was a former, Kansas City Chief. So he's got familiarity with
Get Pringle
Mike
now.
Kafka, Alan Lazard, Deontay Harris, Jamison Crowder, AJ Green, McCole Hardman, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jarvis Landry, Nelson Aguilar, Sammy Watkins, Zach Pascal, Keenan Cole, Willie Snead, Paris Campbell, Greg Ward.
Half of those people
receivers are washed.
Hey,
So,
hey Rob,
I mean,
Rob, hold on a second. I must have been off Twitter for a while because this is a complete 180 from the last time I was in the spaces with you because you was drumming for DJ. I know you wanted to give him every chance.
I went to Myrtle Beach. I went to Myrtle Beach and I took a vacation, and I changed my mind a little bit. And it's nothing against DJ. It's nothing that I hate DJ, that I don't want him to succeed.
I know that's a fact because you said it all summer. You one of his biggest supporters. I know.
Yeah, I was his lawyer. But unfortunately, my fees, my service fees and my commissions have gone up, and DJ can't afford it anymore. So, I just think it's time. Just like we said last year, right, with Evan Ingram, like go to a new team, fresh start, redo it. I think that's what needs to happen for Daniel Jones. And you're also, and I didn't even mention Saquon Barkley in that conversation either. Like Saquon is another guy that you're going to need to sign and get a quarter, and give a contract to. So I'd rather get a rookie deal, get a rookie, get him locked up for the next 5 years. You re-sign Saquon Barkley, which is, I mean, you could say that Daniel Jones is Pandemonium could say that Daniel Jones is the reason why we've only been winning games these last 4 years. But if we didn't have Saquon Barkley, we're not winning any of the games we won this year. So because Daniel Jones has only scored one touchdown, he scored one touchdown in 3 games, and the only touchdown he had was because Saquon Barkley got him down there to score a touchdown.
Barkley didn't do nothing for us in the past years. What you mean? Like
he was injured.
The one that gets
he was injured. He was injured the last 2 years.
And what
Shout out to Unpopular
availability
Opinion Sports because I got an unpopular opinion.
He available now?
Well, hold
so
on,
fellas. I think when it comes down to this year, when you have all of your stuff fully, like all your guys pretty much fully healthy for the most part, except for Kadarius Toney, like when we started this season. Yeah, I mean the only real reason why we're in scoring position is due to the fact of Saquon Barkley in the running game, and
Jones made a whole bunch of plays. What you mean? Like Jones?
I'm not saying that Jones. I'm not saying that Jones didn't make plays, but at the end of the day,
Jones has elevated his play. Barkley, look, Barkley's done his thing.
DJ's gameplay has improved, but
Tommy, what's good, man? I didn't even know that was you.
What's good, bro?
DJ's game has improved, but at the end of the day, he's not doing what's most important, and that's putting points on the board.
It's hard to do that with an O-line that everybody except Thomas has.
But the reason, but here's the thing: we're saying what we're saying about the O-line right now. We're saying what we're saying about the O-line right now because of what just happened against the Dallas game.
One at a time, man.
Barkley's pass blocking is the worst. It is the worst. Barkley's pass blocking is like 20. Like at 20, fam. And you telling me you want to keep Barkley over Jones, and Jones touches the ball all the time and puts the ball in the right position. In the past years, he didn't have no coaching.
I will say this.
He got coaching. This year, he's shown improvement. He's 3 games. Look, in these 3 games, he put us in position to score.
If you're going to get a rookie quarterback or they're going to draft a rookie quarterback, there's 2 things that a quarterback.
So we're going to start it all over. And we're going to go back 3 years.
There's 2 things that a quarterback leans on, especially when you're a young player: a running back and a tight end. Those 2 things. Those 2 things that are now. I think we've got potentially maybe a tight end here in Daniel Bellinger. I like him. I think he showed some great promise. They called his number a lot on Monday night, and he delivered. He didn't score, but I mean, like, he delivered and he made a lot of passes. He didn't. The biggest thing is he didn't drop. Okay, which is what we're accustomed to from the tight end position. He didn't drop no balls.
Better than he is.
But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the only reason why we're saying the offensive line is bad right now is because they went up against the Cowboys and got absolutely destroyed. We weren't really complaining that much about the O-line after week 1.
The starters getting blown out. Jones put us in position.
But after week 1 and week 2, did you hear Giants fans complaining about the O-line?
All I gotta say,
not a lot. I'm not saying they weren't, but were they complaining? Were the Giants fans complaining about the O-line? Say the O-line sucks, the O-line this, like they're now, like they are now. Because I didn't hear it
against an O-line. Their pass block rating is under 30, except for Thomas. What do you expect? And you got receivers.
But in the last 2 games, when it comes to Tennessee and the Panthers game,
I'm gonna mute both of y'all in a second.
It just don't make sense.
I said, hold on for a second. Now, right, he says, so Rob, what college QB do you think is better than DJ for the next 2 years? I'm gonna answer this question. Not one. Not the guys that's coming out. What college QB do you think is better than DJ for the next 2 years? Out of the college quarterbacks,
Will Levis.
One. That's about the only one I would say, but no, not even him. Now, I will say there's a guy in USC that's coming out after these guys that's going to be the truth. That dude in USC is Caleb Williams is going to be the truth. But I just want to ask Rob one question before I get to Tim. Right? That's Tim. Yeah, cool. You always show up and you show up with a different name, but I got you this time. It's Tim. Rob, would you say that would be counterproductive to what you said, though, as far as letting Jones walk? Remember, I said that he got us to the playoffs and he got us a playoff victory. So your draft position is going to be around between 26 and 28. You're saying get a rookie quarterback. All those rookie quarterbacks that you think that will be better than Daniel Jones going into the future are gone. If you cannot trade the farm to get up in the top 5, the top 10, and you said we have other positions of need to get with this team, so how do you get those other positions if you're giving up the farm to get one position? And it's a quarterback. Hold on, before you talk to me. Hold on.
No, I'm just going right though.
Okay. And you're getting a quarterback that has the same offensive line, the same receivers, and the same talent that's around them. And now you saying that a rookie is going to do better what Daniel Jones is going to do with the same talent around him. You see how we're struggling on offense, and you're going to say that a rookie is going to do better than what Daniel Jones is doing right now. Because remember, I'm not saying a rookie. I'm saying Will Levis would. So you're saying that Will Levis, given that we have to give up everything to get up to the number. Let's say we got the number 28 pick. If you want to get up to get Will Levis, I think he's right behind C.J. Stroud. I think he goes before the quarterback from Alabama. I truly believe that. I think he's more talented than the guy from Alabama. Is C.J. Stroud, and then is Will Levis.
Okay.
You do know that the team that we're going to have to trade with is going to be a team that's looking for a quarterback, and that deal is going to have to be. So let's say the top.
You're not going to trade with a team that's looking for a quarterback. A team that's looking for a quarterback necessarily isn't going to trade out of their spot.
Okay, so
you're more likely
you ain't going to get.
You're more likely. You're more likely going to trade with a team that already has their quarterback in place. And
so what's the
question is loaded though. Y'all know that, right?
That's what he's saying.
Let's say the Broncos. Let's say the Broncos have a horrible season. They finish like 3-14. They have the number 2 pick. But like Seattle, let's say, I don't know, the Panthers or somebody's right behind the number 1 pick. But the Broncos are willing to give up that number 2 pick because, hell, they don't need a quarterback. They got Russ. They just happen to have a bad season. You don't think the Broncos are going to ask for almost what they had to give up to get Russell Wilson in return to give up that
I think the Broncos would give up their number 1, their first round, second round. Like if they had the number 2 pick, they would give it up for 3 first rounders. I would give up 3 first rounders to move up.
So
you would
give up your first round of this year, the first round of next year, the year after that, and they're probably going to want
if that's what it took.
I
would give up my first round pick. I would give up my first round pick this year, my first round pick next year, and maybe like a second or a third round pick. If they would take that, I would do it.
Gettleman.
I don't think it ain't going to be. I don't think it's going to be like no draft day shit where you're giving up like 3 first round picks to move up. Like like I don't think it's going to.
You're moving from 28 to 2.
Yeah, but here's the thing. First and foremost, I think Dash said it. It's a loaded question, right? First and foremost, the Giants have to make 11 wins. They have to make it to the postseason. They have to win a game. They have to have the 28th pick. Like there's a lot of things that need to happen for that to happen. But when you look at a team like the Broncos, that they just paid Russell Wilson, right? So they really can't. They're going to be strapped for cash. They're not really going to have the type of money to go ahead and give a top draft pick due to the fact of all the money they have allocated to some of these wide receivers, to some of these guys. So they could very easily move back to 28 or something like that, or wherever we're at. I don't think we're going to be 28. There's no shot that we're making the postseason. I think the most amount of wins that we're going to have is going to be maybe 8 wins. No chance. Crazy. We're gonna have maybe 8 wins. I gave us 7 going into this year. We're gonna have 7 wins.
Too, didn't you? You thought
these were my picks. These were my picks going into this year. I said we would win week 1, win week 2, lose week 3, win week 4, lose week 5, lose week 7 to the Ravens.
That's what
let me pull it up.
What about week 6?
Oh, I got you. I said we would win week 1, we would win week 2, lose week 3, win week 4, lose week 5, lose week 6. I said we would win week 7, we would lose week 8, win week 8. Then we have the bye week. We're going to lose to Houston. We're going to lose to Detroit. We'll beat Dallas in Dallas. I said that we would win one of those games. We're going to split with Washington. We're going to lose to Philadelphia. We're going to lose to Minnesota. We're going to lose to the Colts.
Let them
finish. We're going to get swept by the Eagles.
Put this motherfucker backstage.
We're only going to get 7 to 8 wins this year. And that right there, that's like a top 15 pick.
The Eagles play no ice.
Houston?
Huh?
You have us losing to Houston.
These were picks that I made like going into
that a while
week
ago,
1.
Rob. I remember that. I remember the
These were picks that I made going into week 1.
The Eagles ain't.
This was August.
Tudo says it took DJ 4 years to learn all trades and tricks from 4 different systems to get us to playoffs this year. Too early to pass judgment on him now. That's true. It's too early to pass judgment on him now. But this was a hypothetical. I mean, Rob said what he had to say.
And I'll say this, and I'll let everybody else go. If you guys go and there's a documentary on Will Levis, it's about 21 minutes. It's called the Will Levis Story. It's basically a documentary on him where he talks about everything and whatnot, like his coaches are there, everything like that. When he was in high school, backpedaling, going towards the sideline. He threw a 60-yard bomb to a wide receiver who caught it in stride. DJ ain't doing that.
Okay,
That's what makes. That's what makes
Oh,
a quarterback
hold on,
different.
because I got some examples for
another
you too.
quarterback.
smell
Something
DJ
like that.
just threw a nice pass off
Hey,
his back foot the other day.
Jamarcus
A lot of
Russell,
But it wasn't 60 yards. You're gonna tell me DJ can throw a ball like that, backing up like that. You think throw it 60 yards down the field? When have we ever seen DJ throw a ball 60 yards down the field?
There's been quarterbacks that have better stories than that. Jamarcus Russell threw it 80 yards from sitting on his ass
In a bum.
and threw it 80 yards in the stadium.
We understand. We
That
understand.
doesn't matter.
watch
I
that
think Will
documentary.
Levis is talented.
Check
I
out
think Will
that
Levis is
documentary when you're
talented.
laying in your bed, you're cuddled up, you're getting ready to go to sleep.
We understand that.
Check it out because that's going to be our future quarterback. I'm calling it right now. Will Levis will be on this team.
We understand.
Okay.
We understand.
Well,
All right.
I want to say this.
Good evening, fellas.
This take was horrible.
That
was a terrible take.
There is a documentary on YouTube coming soon by yours truly. Okay, with the assistance
I can't wait.
With the assistance of Pat, Joe, Jay Lane,
Please save this and play it back
22,
for me.
and Coach Ed Gladney, and probably a few others. They're gonna make a documentary about all the videos that I made all last year and all off season about how the New York Football Giants are going 11-6 this season. Okay, now when we go to the playoffs and DJ has close to 3,800 yards or something similar to what Pat said about 20 minutes ago, and everybody's sitting there like, whoa, who'd have thought? I want everybody who's seen my videos to go and say, Lou thought. Lou was the only guy who said they was going 11-6 when everybody called him crazy. Lou was the only guy who said they was going to come out here and make a defensive statement and shut down Derrick Henry in week 1. Lou was the only guy who said the DJ was going to turn this shit around when everybody was like, oh, cut him, trade him. Even somebody on here was trying to get Malik Willis. I ain't going to call no names. But
Willis.
When everybody
leave Willis out of it.
When everybody was saying that the Giants ain't gonna win no more than 4 or 5 games this year and this and that, I was the one saying 11-6. So when we go to the playoffs and our regular season ends and it's 11-6, there's gonna be a documentary.
We finding Luke.
This shit.
All right. Shout out to Pandemonium with the $10 super chat. He says, Rob, I need some of that Northern Lights or that Silver Haze, even with the number 15 we still
That
have.
purple haze.
Washington, Seattle, Colts, Saints to get past. Hey, look,
good Lord.
His take may be unpopular. I totally disagree with it. I totally disagree.
Hey, Dash,
but
complete
you gotta
180 from what you've heard before, right?
It's a complete 180. I'm shocked.
So here we got to get this show rolling. So
hey man,
let's hold on, Tommy. Let's let the people post the talk. Let them talk and get this stuff out without being interrupted. We got 10 people on here. We're never gonna get through shit if everybody keeps talking over everybody. And I don't want to have to mute people. So, Tim, same scenario. Let's go.
What's up, fellas? This is a fairly simple question. Simple answer. You got to remember, the owner liked Jones, and he already told the coaching staff that he want them to fit. You're not gonna trade with all the pieces we have that we need. You're not going to go from 28 to second. We're going to have to give up the farm. We're going to have to give up at least three first rounders, second rounders, and some third rounders to get one of the top quarterbacks. For us to get one of the top quarterbacks, we got to at least be in the top 10. We're not in the top 10. I think this administration and the ball and Joe Shane, they're going to focus on building this roster up first and then get their quarterback. I don't see them unless this team stink completely. I can see us getting the quarterback. And if this team is even if this team is average, I don't see them. They in for the long run. I think they looked at this roster and said, we have to fix this roster. This roster is nasty. If we bring another quarterback in, I don't care how good you say this, how good you say these quarterbacks is coming out. It's going to be a failure. We're going to be repeating the same shit that we was going through the last 10 years. I think this administration is smarter. They're gonna build through the draft, and they're gonna be patient with it. And if DJ go out and ball like if they say he put up them numbers, they're gonna bring him. They're gonna bring him back. The owner already liked him. The owner already said we're gonna give this. We gave. I think he said we gave this kid every opportunity to fail. They're gonna bring him back unless they're in the top 5 picks. They might trade
get ready to get that $100 super check because I've been screaming that shit all off season, and it's going to happen.
They're gonna build this roster up. This administration is gonna build this roster up, and they're gonna build it through. If DJ keep doing what he's doing, I think y'all said they're gonna keep tagging him or whatever. DJ is not gonna ask for the bank. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna get the minimum of what a quarterback gonna get. But I don't see them trading up for no damn quarterback unless they stink. And remember, the coach been looking for a quarterback for the damn last 6 years, and they got a good roster. It's not that easy to trade up from 28 to second or 28 to third to go grab a quarterback unless you trading every damn pick. So that doesn't make any sense at all.
That tape that he had, I got a couple of things to say about that tape real quick. But hey, shout out to David Parker in the chat. He says, "What's popping? I'm new here. If the Giants go 11-6, I will give $100 super chat. It's not much, but I'll be more than happy to do it." Well, I will tell you this, Mr. Parker, hit that like and subscribe button for all these content creators right here on this panel. But there's only one guy that's going to get that $100 super chat. And if we're live doing, whenever we go 11-6, Lou is the one that you give that super chat to. Go to G Nation Inside Sports. We go 11-6. That's his moniker. He started first. That's the guy you get a super chat to, bro.
I actually got the t-shirts being made right now. I actually have the t-shirts being made right now. The 11-6 t-shirts.
Shout out to Alfonso. He says Daniel Jones is the problem. We will see. Tudo. I gotta catch up to chat real quick, folks. David Parker says, "Welcome to the channel, brother. Hope you're enjoying the debate and all conversations here. We're all diehard Giants fans with different opinions and close brothers here." Tudo, thank you for welcoming new people to the chat, man.
Absolutely.
That's dope. Lamar, he says, "Can Will Levis beat Alabama?" Hell no. Champ Life Boxing, what's going on, bro? He said, even with 9 wins, DJ and Saquon Barkley coming back, even with 9 wins. I'm gonna talk about that before we get off.
Yeah, and I got one more thing. Go ahead.
I'm gonna catch up the chat and I'm gonna let you finish, Tim. Alfonso, he says, new regime is a fan of Daniel Jones. That's not been proven. I don't know where you're getting at unless you're listening to Darren Orlovsky. I don't listen to him. He's a clown to me, but you got yeah, that's not true. Bookend tackles, he says, yeah, if we have a top 10, they might draft a QB to restart the rookie clock. But if not, I don't see us trading up. Me either. Reek, how you doing, fella? From Tudo, he says, how's work? I was gonna ask you that too, Reek. Did you mess up already? I hope you didn't. 40 Luck, what's going on, 40 Luck? Thank you for tuning in. Lamar Adams, he says, can Will Levis beat Alabama? You keep asking the same question.
Nope.
And the answer is hell no. He's not beating Alabama. I'm sorry. Hey, thank you, 40 Luck, for sharing this on Twitter and Facebook. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Parker says no. David Parker says no problem. Do not forget, if we go 11-6, we got it right here on the True Big Blue podcast. You go to G Nation Inside Sports, and you hit them with the immediate $100 super chat. Do not give that super chat to me or anybody else in the Big Blue crew because he's the moniker 11-6. I can't.
If they send it to you, Pat, you can always make up for it and just send it back.
Yeah, I can do it. If Rob was our GM, Mike B crazy. He says Rob was our GM, we would have to give the crib for Watson. Look, Rob is not the GM. I don't agree with that take, but I see where he's coming from with that take, but I don't agree with it. Tim, finish up, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it up from here. And I'm gonna end it like this. Truth be told, if Gates and Lemieux come back, I think this offensive line gonna be above average. And I think by week 8, week 9, this offense gonna be smooth selling. So I don't see a scenario where this team is just that bad. I actually think this offense is gonna explode. Dallas have a good defense. And I think if Lemieux and Gates was playing in that game, it would have been a bit different story. Most of the pressure is coming up from the middle. The guard play has been horrible this year as far as pass.
Gave up a lot, and Neal messed up on a couple, but
yeah,
Bredesen, yeah.
You can cover
three
up
guards
Neal.
and no center. We got 3
You can
guards.
cover up Neal with a. You can cover up Neal with putting a tight end chipping, but historically Jones had pressure from the tackle. This time he ain't getting pressure from the guards, and I think the offense is going to start smooth grooving. But I can see a scenario to answer your question. I can see them re-signing Barkley if they go to the playoff, re-signing Barkley and franchising Jones and drafting. I can see them trading down and get more picks if they go to the playoffs. I can see that scenario.
That's exactly what I think will happen. All right, Tommy, time for you to go, brother. Oh, hell no. You've been talking the whole time.
Tommy! You know Tommy ain't got no job. No, let me
what do you think what happens in that scenario? Same scenario that I gave. What's your take?
Man, I just gotta say that we gotta think about how the game been, poor play calling in prior regimes. We finally got a good regime. Jones was horrible due to that. Now he's looking better. We ain't got no O-line really. Interior O-line under 30% of pass and block rating, including Barkley and Bellinger. No receivers dropping passes, everything. We played top 5 defense, 26 pressures, 5 sacks, or whatever pressures. We should have got blown out. But we can't because we're good. We're a good team. With no Leo, no nobody. So Jones is improving. The coaching is doing their job, and he's taking those strides. He's getting better than what he was. He's making the right plays. He's throwing it away at the right time. He's getting out of the pocket. He's extending plays. He's trying to put it in their hands, and they dropping it. So if you go back and look at every game, he would have more completions and more passing yards and definitely more outcome of scoring points if those receivers were better receivers, if Tony and Robinson were never hurt, if Lemieux and Gates were never out, if just a lot of components to it. So at the end of the day, y'all want to get a new quarterback. All right, cool. If the quarterback come in and he become like the Bengals quarterback, where he's firing at all cylinders and the game ain't too fast for him, then it might be good. But why do all that and take the chance to set everything back for another 2-3 years and wait till he develops and all that crap? When you got Jones already proven, he got grit, he gets knocked down, he gets back up, he doesn't complain, he doesn't hate on no teammate, he uplifts everybody, he's been a good sport, and I think the Giants owe it to him to allow him to get this money, go ahead and get a contract with us and Barkley, both of them either franchise and give the other one a contract depending on how the season plays. But I just feel like if we don't strike gold with that quarterback position, to give 3 picks, that's just going to set us back even longer. Because if we're going to do that, we might as well give everything to Lamar Jackson and let Lamar come here and play with lemons and make them look like studs.
Yeah,
if that's
Lamar,
the case,
that's picks and money.
I'm just saying, if that's the case, if it's the case for us to go get a QB rookie and take all our picks and try to put it on, to move up to the 2nd, 3rd pick to try to get whoever we like, we might as well give all that to the Ravens. We might as well give the money to Lamar. We might as well see what we're going to do. If that's the case.
All right, Pandemonium with another $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says Joe didn't want to resign Bradbury to Joe didn't want to resign Bradbury to really think he's going to trade 3 first-round picks. I don't think that's going to happen. No way. Alfonso, I see that you're the Dallas troll. He says Cooper Rush the truth. I hear you, bro.
Fonzie, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, Fonzie, I was going to say that too. Get Alec Lindstrom off the practice squad if we can, but I definitely agree with him right here. Gates would need another year to get that strength back in the legs. I don't want Gates playing this year. at all. Because if you put him back out there on that, yeah, I don't want Pert playing with us no more. Period. But Gates,
I don't want Pert at all.
Gates, yeah, I want Gates to be totally healthy. Hey, King Babas, I hope I said that right. King Babas, that name is horrible. He says the good thing is we played him twice, so we get to measure improvement. Plus, I don't think Wink gets out schemed next time. I don't think so either. Tudo, he says Big Boss Lou saying this to last 2 years, but nobody listens. We need a solid center and right tackle to build O-lines before worried about other positions. But New York Giants for off has been doing the otherwise.
Tell him again, Tudo.
I mean, they got Evan Neal has to grow, but we do need a center, and we need a center badly.
You saw the take. They said we drafted like over 8 linemen in the past 8 years. Just none of them panned out. So it wasn't for a lack of trying. They just had the wrong guys.
It's true.
Well,
shooting people like Eric Flowers.
I think the linemen that we drafted this year were good. Evan Neal.
I can't wait for McKeithen to get healthy.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, McKeithen's gonna be pretty good for us, I believe.
Yeah,
man.
NYG, what's going on, brother?
Good,
I'm gonna go to you. Then I'm gonna go to T Midas, and then we're gonna talk more about the show. But NYG, what you think about that scenario, bro?
Here's the thing. You got to look at it from
their opinion.
Joe Shane and Brian Dable's standpoint.
Boy, you do a shameless
right?
plug quick.
So
yeah, go ahead.
You gotta look at it from that standpoint. If you go to the playoffs and you win a playoff game, or you look and you put a rookie quarterback in there and you regress and you go backward to next year, once you put that rookie in there, your clock starts. Yep. And if homie ain't no good, you done, son. You're done. You're out of there. So what Daniel Jones can do this year, if he does good, is buy those guys another year or two to get this team right. So that's the way you got to look at it. You got to look at it from the ownership and the general manager standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And what homie said was true. Mara obviously likes Daniel Jones. So if he does good, you think he gonna let him walk? If he can get him under contract, probably not gonna cost that much.
No, listen, people fail to realize we already paying DJ a bag. Right?
Yeah.
DJ was number 6 overall. You know what Tony got guaranteed as the 20th? Cowboys. Tony was 20th pick overall. He's guaranteed $13 million.
Hit that like and subscribe button, Cole.
So if Jones was 6, he was guaranteed probably like 23, 25 million a year as a rookie. So he already getting paid. He know he hasn't won. He know he's been in a bad position. I believe he likes being on the Giants, and Mara likes him, as we all know. So I think he stays regardless, man. He gets us 11-6. He definitely stays. But I mean,
I like that comment there.
I like this comment too. Mm-hmm. One second, NYG. Inside the game. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Hit that like and subscribe button for everybody here on this panel. He says too many Giants fans swear we are cap specialists. We can sign DJ to a team-friendly deal. Let's go get a true number receiver. Thank you. Interior offensive line. Thank you, Lou. Difference maker at linebacker. Thank you, Lou.
I keep telling y'all we got a linebacker.
He's coming back next year. He's coming back next year in Beavers, but I want to play somebody else with Beavers because I think Tate Crowder and Michael McFadden. Yeah, I think Tate Crowder has reached his ceiling, and I would want to get better at the linebacker position. So if there's a stud linebacker there, I'm taking him. But thank you, Inside the Game, for tuning in.
You said it, though, man. A 2-year deal, 2 years, $30 million, 15 plus. Like, with DJ, I understand all this other stuff, but from the stats alone, that's a good deal. 2 years, $30 million.
Steal. That's a steal. There's no way he's signing for 2 years, $30 million.
But he can't ask for much more than that, though. What, 2 years, $40 million? $20 million. That's fair too.
If DJ leads us to the playoffs and gets us a playoff victory,
no, I'm just saying.
I don't even think the league would allow that.
I'm saying without the
look,
playoffs. I'm just saying without the playoffs. If he's solid enough, that's a fair deal, man. Because he ain't putting up crazy numbers. Just the previous years alone. Oh, 1 year, and he gets us to the playoffs 1 year. You just gonna throw all that money at him? He got to run that shit back to me, in my opinion. He got to run it back.
That's why you franchise him. But unpopular, go ahead, bro.
But lock him in for 2 years, though, Pat, because the franchise tag will cost you $30 million.
He's not.
You got to look at it from this standpoint too.
I promise you, he's not.
The fact of the matter is that Joe Shane and Brian Dable, they value the guys. They rather pay the guys that's on the team that's doing well than go out and get free agents. You know why?
Yep.
Because these guys watch film and they're scouts. So you're going to have a better grip on who's in the building than you are on who's outside the building. And you're already seeing that with the Kenny Golladay situation.
Two in the bush.
You know what I'm exactly. You're seeing that with the Kenny Golladay situation. And so, look, they did it with Shep. They could have cut Shep. They could have cut Blake Martinez. They could have cut Darius Slayton. But they kept them because they want the guys that's here, that's perform for the team. They want them on the team.
They believe in developing young talent.
Yes,
a lot of these guys don't all come out and become studs year one. Some of these guys have a longer learning curve than others. You take that time, you invest in that player, you develop that player, and he will be grateful to you and the organization for it, and will go and lay his body out there week in and week out to get them W's. And that's how you build a fucking winning culture.
Hey, Lou, I want to say something too about that. Just keeping on the same subject. Going into this draft, we had 11 picks, right? It was 11 picks.
Yeah,
and I was like, I need at least 5 starters, 5 contributors, right? And we got that. So if they can continue to draft as well as they're doing right now, you don't have to worry about them big ticket free agents from other teams.
Right.
They build the farm up
through the draft. Yep.
You build the farm up
and through the free agency.
And absolutely. And then if somebody prices themselves out, like one of our players, and it's just some crazy price for
let them go to free agency.
You already got somebody waiting in the wings that you done drafted and
you know
Patriots
did for years.
Exactly.
None of these guys are really pricing themselves out, but what they are,
we don't know that yet neither.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we'll see after this year, but I'm saying like previously, what I was saying earlier, what they did with Blake Martinez, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, they bought those guys back. They had them take pay because now they end up leaving, but that was more Blake Martinez. We know that he just wanted out. He wanted a fresh start. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but
let me get back to the chat real quick, guys.
Go ahead.
Tudo, he says that dude Rob gave us all such headaches. We are all taking aspirin to forget everything we heard. He said he's smoking marijuana sauce, marinara sauce, and watching cheap pornos all day.
That's Pat's fault. Pat said it's a safe space, and my man made sure it was. He let it go.
He says, I believe in this team. Let's build around the QB and team. That's it. We have a decent QB. Let him grow in the system. Can we for once let DJ grow in the system? Hey, if he plays well enough, he'll get that chance.
That's the fact.
Tudo, thank you for waking in. Letting everybody know, for thanking him for coming into the chat. He says, King Jers, thank you for tuning in to the channel and welcome. Hope you're enjoying your discussions here. We're all diehard Giants fans and close brothers. Thank you, King Jers, for tuning in. He says, trust the process, keep DJ.
That's what's up, Jersey love?
Hit that and
subscribe. What part of Jersey you from, King Jers?
The smart side, apparently, because he likes DJ.
Right. He says, 40 Lux says, I don't care what nobody says. 3 different coaches is crazy. 3 different systems is crazy. That is true.
That's a fact.
DJ about to be the smartest QB in the league, learning all these damn systems. A few years from now, he will be Peyton Manning with legs.
That's
Fonzie. He says, we still got a formidable receiver core outside of Kenny. I dropped another pass. We're telling you, Robinson, Slayton, and James. The problem is getting all of them healthy and on the field at the same time. That is true.
That whole wide receiver room is salmon.
Right. Roy, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. First time seeing you in the chat. He says we built through the draft over the years, just not in recent years. Go Big Blue. We have.
Yeah.
Hey, he say he's from Newark. He's right there, so he's probably at
Yeah,
every
man.
game.
North Jersey, what's up, man? I'm from the Vauxhall, man. Union.
Oh, he said first time listeners from the South Bronx. Okay, Roy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in.
That's
Miss
me.
Trina. What's going
Thanks,
on, Miss
man.
Trina?
Females okay? Sure, why not?
Yeah, Miss Trina sneaks in here, sneaks out, sneaks back in, say something,
Yeah.
sneaks back out, comes back in. What's going on, Miss Trina?
Yeah.
Brick
Yep.
City off aka Newark.
Bookend says we were bad last year with DJ, but we were atrocious without him. That's how much you lifted this team. It's all relative. Man, we were
That's a fact.
awful without
That's a
DJ.
fact.
Shout out
Yeah.
to the 62 in the chat. So
Yeah.
the next subject that I'm bringing up, since my bad, T minus. Go ahead, give your answer real quick. I forgot you be so quiet. I forgot you.
No, you good. But I feel like if Daniel Jones win a playoff game, he's gonna be damn near a superhero in New York. Let's all keep it about. If they take that and trade all they picks for another receiver, that's gonna kill all the culture we just built with these past couple games.
It's gonna kill the team, bro.
You know the only way that happens if he wins a playoff game. The only way that happens, if they let him walk, is if in that second playoff game he lost it for us. Like
I don't even think he has to win a playoff game. I just think if he makes the playoff game, yeah, he doesn't have to win a playoff game. Look how long it's been since we've been to the playoffs. You don't think if this team make the playoffs and they at least put a halfway decent effort out there, Daniel Jones ain't coming back?
Man, we were 4-13 last year. We make it to the playoffs this year. DJ stays.
You gotta
That's a no-brainer.
And you got the
Shout out
coach
to the
of the year.
72 on the chat, man. A lot of people coming in tonight. Hit that like and subscribe button.
I tell you, whoever buddy on Facebook, buddy on Facebook, let it go.
Somebody said they were sharing it on Facebook. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
that
that
Facebook
is.
crowd.
Yeah.
That's that Facebook crowd for sure.
Thank you guys for
But,
tuning
hey,
in.
Let them know. Big Blue Crew, man. Have them subscribe to everybody. You see the
Hey,
names
Reek,
there.
ain't you a moderator? Can't you put the chats in the
I'm not.
channels in the chat? Well, you about to be. Hold on.
Rick, you are a moderator.
Yeah.
Not on Pat's channel.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I have to find Reek a comment.
I'm on
comment.
Luke and Joel.
Just comment something real quick, Reek.
Okay.
He gonna say
We're gonna put Rick to work. He the youngest. Put him to work.
I also was gonna say Pat mentioned that someone mentioned the job, but unfortunately the offer I was offered got pulled. So
Are you serious?
Damn.
Yeah.
They rescinded the offer?
Yeah.
I thought you was there that day though.
No,
you didn't
well,
make
I told
a video
Miz I got an
about
offer.
mushrooms or nothing and post it, did you?
No. I told Miz I got an offer. He made it sound like I started working there, but that wasn't I just got the offer.
So Miz did it. Miz made us think that you was already in there.
It's not his
Did
fault.
I just tell you comment?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Just say hi, and that's all you got to do.
No, he's gonna say some
about to put
long thought up shit.
Yeah, he's probably saying something. Do you know about the Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Meanwhile, it's gonna drop to 62. Waiting on him to comment.
Do you know about the Tyrannosaurus Rex this year? He was in AC. There you go.
I know how to analyze and keep a level head. We try to. Sometimes it don't always work out that way, but
Reek.
I tell you,
thank you, everybody. All these good gentlemen, links will be in the chat. I want you guys to go ahead and hit those guys up. Hit that like and subscribe button for all these great content creators.
G Nation Inside Sports.
Part of the Big Blue Crew.
Classified 3F.
Big Dash Knows.
Unpopular opinion sports.
And
TD
BigPatssportstalk.
Midas, you make contact?
I'm about to start buying a camera next week. I'm about to start like hooping and stuff like that.
Oh, don't give me that. I'm buying the camera crap. I started.
Don't wait for that camera, fella.
Right.
Don't wait for that camera.
With my phone.
No,
that phone up.
No, it's not right on the phone when you're out there on that court with the phone. It look crazy. I'm trying to tell you.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
And
they'll let you know too in the comments below.
Won't they?
I was in a chat earlier today, and I did a little thing where I said if you put Darius Slayton in this offense, the offense will be a whole lot better. And in that very same chat, I was called crazy, clown, and whatever you want to call. But I made a video earlier, and I just want to show you guys what I was talking about when you put Slayton in this offense. So this is from a video earlier I did today. The Giants offense needs Darius Slayton on the field, and here is why. Just want to play a little bit of it for you guys, and I'm going to let it play, and then we're going to talk about it right after that. So hold on, let me do this. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right. Play, and then I'm going to play it back.
For the
Explain
record,
to you
I was
why
one of the people
Darius
who
Slayton
said
needs to be in this offense. So this is going to be a preview to the film review on Friday. Tune in Fridays 8:45, 9:45 Eastern time. Every Friday, Big Blue Film Reviews. Thank you guys for the successful Big Blue Film Review last Friday. But let's look at this play together. Now, as you can see, Slayton's at the bottom. That's Richie James in the slot. We're in the shotgun. Slayton, do you see how he takes two defenders with him? This defender has to look at Slayton, and this defender is out his back pedal. He's out his back pedal. And that opens up this play right here to Richie James. Now, unfortunately for Daniel Jones, he was sacked on this play because the offensive line allows so much pressure immediately. Let's look at this play again. Slayton's at the bottom. He's right here, right there at the bottom. This is Slayton. This is Richie James. Slayton speed. Look at the speed Slayton has. He's actually running fast that he almost catches up with Richie James. Now you see Trayvon Diggs. Richie James has enough speed to get Trayvon Diggs out his back pedal as well. It's not as good as Slayton, but this defender, Diggs, has to respect Slayton's speed. And Diggs is a peaker, so he was waiting for Slayton to break this way, and he was going to try to break on it, leaving this wide receiver wide open. Now, as soon as Richie James starts to make his break, look at Daniel Jones already being tackled. The play calling is, I'm telling you, we get a number one receiver on this field, and his offensive line blocks just a tad bit better. This is a huge gash play. This is a gash play. Look at this play here. This play is played perfectly. Slayton off the line of scrimmage. Speed. He had to slow down because Richie James was in his way. And I told you guys the Dallas Cowboys defense is very undisciplined. He's peaking at all times. And that's why Diggs gets burnt at all times. Is he a good defender? Yes. I'm not saying that he's trash. He's nowhere near trash. He's going to take his opportunities and he's going to make the best of them. But he's going to give up a lot of plays in the process. The speed of Darius Slayton makes it to where this defender has to get out his back pedal. He has to get on his horse because he knows Slayton is going to take off. Very good play design. If Evan Neal holds DeMarcus Lawrence just a second more, this is a huge gash play for a first down. And if he hits Richie James right here wide open, if he makes this defender miss, who knows what can happen. This is why Darius Slayton needs to be on the field. And this was young Shep up here. Unfortunately, what happened to Shepard, but at least Shepard was given major effort. At least Shepard shows that, hey, look, you got to get out your back pedal. Because if you don't, Shepard will run past you as well. Unfortunately, he got the torn ACL. Prayers out to him.
He our best blocker, too.
But Slayton's speed brings a whole element to this team that this team needs desperately. You're not going to get this with Seals. You're not going to get this with Golladay. You're not. Slayton's speed, he has to slow down. the way Golladay and Seals get off the line, they're still at the 20, the 28 or the 27, and this defender gets to stay in his back pedal, and he gets to guard Richie James on his route, and then Diz could do whatever he wants to on Galladay's route, because that route's not going to do anything with Golladay or Seals running that route. Nobody respects it, but you see Slayton gets immediate respect. Immediate respect. He gets so much respect that Diggs lost his train of thought on his receiver and dismissed his responsibility. And we could continue to get plays like this if we had Slayton on the field. Give me a receiver that makes the DB respect him.
We need Slayton.
This guy immediately gets out his back pedal, and he immediately has to take his eyes off Daniel Jones and chase Slayton. Because if he doesn't, Slayton is taking off. Because this safety is looking at Richie James break open, and he sees that Diggs has lost his responsibility. And guess what? With Slayton running routes like that, it opens up routes like this for Shepard coming across the field, because Slayton's taking a deep route. So imagine if we got blocking. Slayton's probably one-on-one with this DB. Slayton's probably one-on-one with this DB if we get time. Let's say Trey Diggs handles his responsibility and goes out there with Richie James. That brings open Shepard right here on this route, because Shepard wins on his routes a lot of the times. So Shepard can get across the middle of the field, and all he has to do is dump it right over the linebacker's head. What if this safety, who did take Richie James, and Trey Diggs was taking Richie James, that leaves Slayton one-on-one down the field with that speed, and he already has a step.
Yeah, but we got one problem, Pat.
You guys can continue to call me crazy. You can say whatever you want to say about me. But I'm telling you right now, Slayton makes this offense a different offense. What's that problem, Joe?
We got weak-ass receivers who can't catch a ball.
But they're not on the field. Golladay and Seals weren't on the field. And Shepard made catches when he threw the ball to him.
You missed that point where over your head.
Oh, I understand. I understand what you're talking about. That the Slayton can't catch the ball and all that crap.
Right.
But
the few that could are injured and out for the year.
But listen, while I wasn't happy with Slayton's performance last year, I still think he's better than Kenny Golladay. I would much rather have Slayton out there. It gives us a much better chance. They have to respect his speed, and he gives us more playability than Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay can't create separation.
And not only that, but Jones has chemistry with Seals. I mean, not Seals, but Slayton. Jones has chemistry with Slayton. You got to remember, man, they were tearing it up in 2019. That rookie season Jones had, people forget Slayton had a very good rookie season.
There you go.
So,
but does he come back? Does he come back with that juice? Does he come back enthusiasm? You know, does he come back?
They give him some confidence by getting him involved in the game plan.
That ain't about the confidence. It's about
if you want to be in the league.
They did him. The way that they.
You talking about with Slayton?
Yeah, like you know how they had.
No, Slayton still has the juice. I'm telling you, he was open like 3 times.
Hold on. I'm not talking about the juice. What I'm saying is, since the organization sat him down, since the coaches sat him down, since they haven't played him, does he have that attitude to say, "Hey, I'm gonna come out here and make the best out of this opportunity," or is it like, I got a chip on my shoulder, so let me go ahead and prove it? Or is it like, damn, y'all motherfuckers ain't played me all year, and now y'all sitting here because y'all need me? You know what I'm saying?
No, he just proved it. He just proved it.
Yeah.
He just didn't get a chance to throw it to him. He just proved it. If he was coming out there slow dogging it, I promise you, this DB wouldn't have been on his horse. Like, Slayton is still Slayton.
Slayton's not that type of dude, man. You know what I'm saying?
He just couldn't throw the ball to him because he got hit.
G Nation Inside Sports King.
Yeah, I like Slayton.
Darius Slayton is a 5th round pick. You know what I'm saying? And Darius Slayton had to earn everything he had. You know what I'm saying?
But see, this next game, he's gonna be more of a focal point. on this next game. He's going to be more of a focal point
No,
because we
but when
really
you put
need
G
him.
Nation in, there's a bunch of G Nations that never rocked me.
Yeah, it took me forever to find you, G.
Yeah, it's G Nation Inside Sports.
I think Reek put everybody's in a chat. That's how he was
Nah,
able to do it.
he didn't get
link in the chat.
he didn't get unpopular opinion. He ain't get me neither.
Oh, Reek.
Nah, he loyal. Reek loyal.
I didn't know Dash had a channel like that.
Wow, Reek, I'm hurt.
Hey, Pat Real Joel didn't tell me, man. I didn't know. The
I'm hurt,
elders
Reek.
didn't tell me.
But Slayton during that game, got open on a deep route against Brown on the right side, and Daniel Jones got hit immediately because Daniel Jones was getting ready to cork that ball and throw it out there to him, but he got hit right before he could do it.
Yeah, he did.
Slayton opens up this offense tremendously because on that route that I was showing you, Shep got open from on the backside and Richie James got open because Diggs is undisciplined. He's always going to peek. He's always going to peek and try to make a play thinking somebody's going to throw the ball immediately. But
if you got
Slayton brings
out
a
there,
whole new speed to this offense, and I think that opens up a whole lot for this team, especially underneath routes with the tight ends. I think they could get more yardage with Slayton out there because you saw that the DBs had to respect this speed. They weren't just backpedaling when Slayton was on the field. They was like, "Oh, I got to get on my horse."
Mm-hmm.
If that safety did what he did and ran out there to Richie James because Trey Diggs was late, Slayton was going to be one-on-one with that dude with a step on him already. All Daniel Jones had to do was step up in the pocket and throw it, but Evan Neal let D-Law get in there with the quickness. Go ahead, NYG.
And I was going to say that makes your play action better too, because if you get those DBs turning around, you know what I'm saying? Yep. They're not peeking in the backfield, so they're not looking for the play action. You know what I'm saying? They got to worry about those receivers out there. You know what I'm saying? So you hit them with the fake, bong, bong. You know what I'm saying? And even the RPO game, you know, that'll open up the RPO game as well, man.
That RPO with Slayton is something that need to happen right away.
Yeah.
And those routes that Seals be running and he failed. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I was just going to say,
Slayton would have never failed.
Quarter to 12. I got caller of the night. A big day in front of me.
Okay,
Thank
Joe.
you, everybody. We catch y'all next time. And I got to say that. See ya.
All right, Joe.
Good night.
Have a good night,
Joe,
brother.
Man.
Peace.
Have a good one, Joe.
Right, Joe. Damn.
Hey, I'm at 140 subs. That's what's up. Thank you guys for the new subs. Man, this has been a great stream.
Dash, I just subscribed.
Thank you. I've been talking to you for weeks, Rick. For weeks.
And now we're here.
But imagine if Slayton was running that route instead of Seals. Slayton catches that ball and takes off because Diggs was peaking again. He always peaks when he plays, and that's why he gives up the most yards in the NFL because he always peaks. Trying to think
right there,
that might be something.
That might be a touchdown.
But
yeah, it would have been a different offense if Slayton was out there because Seals he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that.
Right.
I don't know what Seals does. I don't know what.
I mean, Jones was playing with D teamers, man. That's why I understand why Cowgirls.
You know what Seals does.
Look, the Cowgirls.
Seals is Jones' caddy, man. That's Jones's caddy.
Yeah, I don't understand how the Cowgirls screaming and hollering about this win. Y'all won by 7. Y'all got a top 5 defense. And we're down in so many places.
They wanted to lose it. They was about to give it to it.
Right.
I tell you what, though, and I said it in the stream too. I took my hat off to the Cowboys because they whooped us in the trenches.
Fact.
I agree.
It is what it is.
It should have been a better whooping, though. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're absolutely right. After all that, we only lost by 7. No, you're absolutely right. But that was a behind the woodshed type whooping.
I think can't nobody do us. I think that we really can't get beat up like that, man. I think we really a gritty team that punches you back, and we have the talent to do so, and especially the coaching.
And Lou said it right after the game. He said, that's a loss that we needed. You know what I mean?
I think we're ahead of the game. We're ahead of the curve because think about it. Jones was playing so terrible last year. He's completely
you learned a lot from that kind of tape.
He turned around so good Jones is looking like a different quarterback that's going to keep elevating play. And then we
Yeah.
didn't
Against
run
the
breather.
Cowboys.
We didn't do a lot of things right. Our defense missed a lot of gap assignments, undisciplined. They never pressed the receivers. So we gave up a lot. Our Neil, you know, he gave up a lot. He made good plays. Some play calling was good. Some play calling could have used more tight ends to block. But we doing good with losing so much. We lost so much. We don't have Tony and Robinson out there. We don't even have our defense Robinson, Leo. So, I mean, to only lose by 7 with 26 pressures and 5 sacks, man, that's a victory for us, man.
You know what? The one thing I didn't like, though, on defense, man, is we couldn't set an edge.
That's what I was saying.
We didn't
set
set the edge at all.
And it's Aziz, they first game back.
Yeah, but Aziz need more reps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
They came back and messed up our defensive flow, really.
Because Jimmy Ward was holding it. Jimmy Ward.
No, there was a lot of holding plays that didn't get called neither.
Yeah, they didn't call a whole bunch of stuff.
Because they was holding the shit out of Aziz Ojolari.
Yeah, I seen that too.
I saw 4 holding plays on Aziz that they did not call.
They called like
I wasn't
Aziz played a little better.
Now Tibbs gonna learn.
Played Aziz. I think Aziz played better than what he looked. You know what I'm saying? Because like Lou said, he was getting held a lot in that game. You know what I'm saying? But we know how the Zebras do us. You know,
and not having Leo in that game hurt us.
Leo, exactly. Leo's very underrated. Yeah.
To create pressure and force Cooper Rush out of that pocket.
But he also helps in the run defense too. You know what I'm saying?
He helps the run, but he pushes that pocket back onto the quarterback, which forces them to roll out left or right.
And he would have took pressure off the edge rushers and Aziz Ojolari and Kayvon Thibodeau. He would have took pressure off those guys, and those guys wouldn't have been getting double teamed, and all kind of other things that they was doing out there.
Ward on the edge. Ward would have set that edge better.
To what
he
Dash
did.
said,
The first 2 games he already did.
Go ahead, Rick.
To what Dash said about Chicago, they run the ball the most out of any team in the NFL. They run it I think 64% of their plays are run plays. So we put that on film that we didn't set the edge. So we really need to stop the run against Chicago because Justin Fields is not going to beat us passing.
That one crack sweep with who's it? Noah Brown crack back on Tibbs. Tibbs got to get off that block, man. Tibbs got to get off that block.
And Chicago runs similar plays like that.
Receiver.
I just watched the film on Chicago. They run similar plays like that.
Yep.
They like to get to the outside. You know what I'm saying? They like to use and watch Justin Fields now. You got to watch Justin Fields now. So don't get cute out there.
We got to play discipline.
Right, and think that, you know what I'm saying, you could just key in on the running backs because he's going to take off.
He going to get up out of there.
I mean, since we're talking now, and like you said, you watched it. What you think about Aziz covering the flats, Tibbs covering the flats like that, man?
Oh, no.
I didn't like it, man.
I need them going towards the quarterback at all times.
That's the same way I feel.
I think they gotta mix and match these edge rushes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's necessarily got to be KT and Aziz out there both at the same time. Put KT and Ward. I'll put Aziz and Ward.
As long as you don't put KT
and Zimenez. Get your speed team out there. Like they used to do back in the day with the NASCAR package.
That's the one pushback I'm gonna give you. If Leonard Williams ain't on the field, or if Jahai Ward ain't playing in Leonard Williams' spot, you cannot have KT and O'Shane on the field at the same time.
If Leo was out there,
it's got to be situational, Dash. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
third and
it's got to
long,
be situational.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You get him a third and long, absolutely. I believe in that.
I thought even Aziz will play less.
But on first and seconds downs, I feel like you need Ojolari and Jahai Ward out there for now until KT gets his feet underneath him. Because those are both
something else.
Yeah,
get Calitro off the field.
My new football Giants about to declare jihad on the rest of the NFL.
They should have done more.
Get Calitro off, and they snatched him off. They got him up out of there. But I don't want to see.
They're about to unibomb the damn NFC East. Watch.
I think that's why they signed Jalen Smith. I think Jalen Smith is going to replace Calitro. They're getting him ready. Yeah, that's what I believe.
I really like the safety set we did last game. We should have did more of that.
Safeties is balling. Yo, for real. I agree with you. The safeties is balling.
Yeah,
Julian Love and McKinney.
Julian Love is getting
talk about it. Yeah, because there was a lot of slander about Julian Love. A lot of slander.
We're going Timothy McVeigh, the Chicago Bears next week.
G Nation bugging.
We're going to Jim Jones the Packers after that.
Oh boy,
we got a chance, man.
Hey, look at this, yo.
Just keep consistent play calling. They didn't run the ball as much because I understand the defense loaded the box, but we could have definitely ran more 12 personnel to try to stop that rush, man. I'd rather take a 12 personnel, one wide receiver, and everybody heavy blocking. And I take my chances on what we get off of that running or even play action to tight ends as opposed to having all those receivers that ain't even getting open and ain't blocking.
You know, the other thing too.
Both of those are just that rumors. Sorry, I'm responding to the chat that he just highlighted about the OBJ and Beasley. I think that both of those are just that rumors. But if I had to take any of them, I would rather have OBJ. He's a much better wide receiver than Beasley will ever be, even after the injury. And
he'll get open.
I think we can. If it was to be a negotiation, I think we can get him on a 1 or 2 year prove-it deal.
Wasn't you saying, Dash, that they the rumor was Beasley didn't want to be here?
Yeah, he turned us down. He turned us down.
Yeah,
right. So yeah, fuck him.
One thing I didn't like, it was like 3rd and 23, and Wink sent the house. I understand the aggression, but then didn't they catch? It was like a flat or something. And they run the whole 23 yards for the first down.
Yeah, they completed it, man. That was
we should have just played it a little safe. I understand he liked to be aggressive, but we need to get off the field.
Our situational play caller didn't do good this game.
I think what they did, man, Dallas, they went into the preparation that week and they looked at how Cincinnati played the Ravens last year. Because every time Wink tried to do something, they counterpunched him.
They did.
Everything.
They did.
Whenever they crashed the edges, they had the leak out by the tight end. It was there every time. Every time.
I'm gonna say something about Dallas, and this is what I will give Dallas credit for. Dallas's defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, is a damn good defensive coordinator.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we brought him in the building. That's why the Giants was taking a look at him, because that dude knows what the hell he's doing over there. You know what I'm saying?
And he got the horses too.
Yeah, they do. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like they got 2 solid edge rushers and a borderline good corner. I think
they got a bunch of good role players too.
Right.
The
pieces fit, but he brings the glue together, and I'm looking for Wink Martindale to do the same thing with this squad. We don't have, you know what I'm saying, but we got good. We got McKinney in the back, so we got a good secondary piece, and we got 2 good edge rushers like they do, Parsons and Lawrence, and we got hopefully Aziz and KT. So I'm looking for Wink Martindale to do something similar to what Dan Quinn is doing over there in Dallas, but it's going to take time. I know that. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Got to let these guys play a little bit. They just came back game 1.
Shout out to all the new people. Shout out to all the
he
new
needs a
people
corner,
coming
but
into the
Adoree
chat
Jackson
as
ain't no
well.
slouch.
No, I mean, give him another one. He need another corner.
Yeah.
Our DBs need to get more physical at the line. We need
either that or let these guys mature.
I think Aaron Robinson can develop.
Hold on, fellas.
Got to get back on the field.
Shout out to everybody that's new, that's in the chat, that's come in and listen to our conversation. I appreciate everybody coming into the chat. Hit that like and subscribe button for all these great content creators. Neezy, Craig, thank you for tuning in. DP, welcome back, bro. I mean, DB from EP, thank you for tuning in, bro. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you, bro. Neezy, thank you for tuning in. Tudo, thank you for doing one hell of a job welcoming all the new people into the chat. Levant, right, Levance, much love and respect to everyone, yo. What's going on, Levance? Hope all is well with you. So, gentlemen, what were we talking about when I took my little break?
Man, I wanted to say that we never talked about how we kept Parsons on ice.
We did pretty good.
Talk about that. Yeah, all that
nobody
Lawrence
talked
Taylor
about
talk.
how we kept Parsons on ice.
Yeah, but all that
Parsons.
Hey, did you see that stutter step that DJ did on Parsons? The stutter step had him grabbing grass.
Broke him off.
Had him grabbing grass.
Had to.
White Vic.
Well, we got the best left tackle, and we got the best offensive lineman in the NFL right now. And you got idiot Giants fans on Twitter talking about trading them. Like, this is the thing about this fan base. This fan base has a losing mentality, man.
They was talking
They
about trade
do.
Saquon. I was like, what?
Right. Everybody's got to go. Just like they said about Slayton.
Hold
And
on.
now everybody the same.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me just make this one point real quick.
Let me talk about that real quick.
Please.
The first thing with the Andrew Thomas, I said that before the game even started. I said they wasn't going to put Parsons on Andrew Thomas because what Andrew Thomas was going to put him on his ass, and he did. Andrew Thomas did that consistently. He got beat by Parsons one time in the inside because he's supposed to have inside help, but Breida, and Breida got ran over. But for the most part, when he went against Andrew Thomas' side, it was nothing. It was curtains. But that was crazy what I heard today.
I know, man.
Some of these guys said, listen to what they said. They said some of these guys said, yeah, you can trade Saquon Barkley and get a 3rd round pick.
Like,
so you
what
mean
the
to tell
hell?
me a 3rd round pick is good enough for Saquon Barkley?
That's a crackhead with a $2,000. That's a crackhead with a $2,000 piece of equipment trying to get a $50 rock.
And it was
That's
like verified pages saying this. It was like verified.
That 3-piece, huh? Look, he trying to get that little $3 deal. That shit crazy. Saquon Barkley is a unicorn.
And then some guy came out and said, yeah, you might as well go ahead and trade everybody. Trade Andrew Thomas as well. So you said go get a QB.
Mentality, bro.
You go get a QB, but you take away his best playmaker and his best blocker. But you're going to get a rookie QB that's going to fix everything, but you trade away everything. Like, it's counterproductive.
Exactly.
That's because the fan base has a loser mentality. They've been so used to losing, they don't know how to change their mindset. You know what I'm saying? Change their mindset and get behind a team that's building things the right way. It's that same losing mentality. Oh, we lost one game, so the season is over.
That's what everyone. You ain't never ran into a smoker who just hit the lick of his life and had all types of equipment worth mad money, and you talk his ass down to like $30 for all of it. That's the New York Giant fan base, man.
Gotta be, bro. It's gotta be.
Facts, yo. Oh man, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
I furnished my first apartment like that. Crackhead hit the lick of a lifetime, boy, and I was like, hell yeah, $100.
You got the couch, the TV,
everything.
You know what I'm saying? The kitchen, the dinette set, all that.
Francisco Harada, he says Giants got lucky week 1 and 2. Well, I'd rather be lucky than lose, sir. Thank you.
Lucky, he crazy.
Why is it luck? But when we lose by a field goal, we just trash.
Hit that 64-yarder.
Look how many games we lost last year, man.
By a field goal.
Oh, there was the worst team in football. Even with the trash team we had, you know what I'm saying? Before Jones went down and Andrew Thomas went down, we was in games. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Washington game, the Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Chiefs when they were rolling,
the Chiefs,
and they were rolling at the time.
If we could lose by a little bit and be trash, why can't we win by a little bit and be good? Shut the hell up, man. Y'all crazy. Y'all bugging.
We should have got blown out that last game, but we can't get blown out.
You win, you win. You lose, you lose. We can't make no excuses either way. Facts, Tommy.
If those receivers caught them catches and none of them them bogus penalties got called, that would be a different game.
Shit, exactly. Just receivers play better.
The receivers let us
down.
And the
just some catches. If they would have caught them catches, them passes, they for sure would. It would have been a different game.
Let's see if you feel that way. Let's see if you feel that way the day after Thanksgiving. On Black Friday, come back on this same
We'll return the favor.
They disappear though, Lou. That's how Cowboys fans are. When they win,
but that's why I called him by his name, Francisco Herrada. On Black Friday, after we smack the shit out of Dak Prescott, say there'll be no excuse. You'll have your main quarterback in there. When we smack him around like a prostitute who didn't give her pimp enough money at the end of the night.
And you know what?
We want to make sure you back in the same chat.
And I put an unpopular opinion out there. I think Dak Prescott is a better matchup than Cooper Rush. Because Cooper Rush don't take those type of chances that Dak Prescott take. He get a little too fancy out there.
Since we talking about it, since we're talking about it, gentlemen, Dak Prescott was drafted as a backup to Tony Romo.
True. Dak
Prescott was never drafted as a number one quarterback leading the team.
Took his job.
Had Romo not got hurt, Dak would have bounced around the league as a backup quarterback.
Yeah, they benched Eli for him.
Romo got hurt. He was behind the best offensive line in football. Dak came out there, and for 2 seasons, he had the best line in football, and he looked good. With Ezekiel Elliott behind him as the power horse running back, it made Dak look much better than he is. I've said this for the longest. You can go back and watch some of my first videos. Dak Prescott is an overrated backup quarterback playing starter. So for those people who want to talk shit about DJ was at least drafted to be a starter. Dak is a fucking glorified backup, and that's all he's ever going to be. You're never going to get a Lombardi trophy with Dak Prescott at the helm of the Dallas Cowboys. So remember that shit.
Cowboys ain't won shit since '95. So
if our wide receivers catch that ball
over a quarter,
they're gonna be saying DJ is turning the ties today. They'll be saying DJ is turning the ties if the wide receivers caught the ball.
Yeah, I think Cooper Rush little luck is gonna run out in about next week or two. Let's see what Dak comes back, what they do, but Cowboys do the same thing every year. They're front runners until they play somebody real in the playoffs, and then they get beat.
And I think
that's
the
what
Eagles
happens to them.
a front running team too. I'm waiting for them to get punched in the mouth.
The Eagles are nice though.
Yeah, I like the Eagles. They're a nice team, but let's see what happens when they have their first little bit of adversity. Because
they
every
really
second half they had to do nothing. Every second half.
Yeah,
when they did have to do something, they almost lost to the Lions.
Yeah, I had 5 sacks out of 26 pressures.
5. You had 26 pressures and only won by 7 points. That's the crazy part about it.
And 2
26 pressures.
I'm positive that they are. We just signed some practice squad guys today, so I know they're making moves.
I thought DJ was baby Aaron Rodgers out there after a minute.
That man was running for his life that whole game.
He has a lane because, and this is what I will kind of criticize Kafka about. He has that type of lane to run because of, like you say, Pat, those DBs are in backpedal mode all game long. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have to backpedal. So they peeking up, but they playing back. You know what I'm saying? So the lanes are open. The lanes are open. You know what I'm saying? Because they're those edge rushers are coming for the passer. They're not respecting the run because we wasn't really running like that. DJ was running, but it was on scrambles. They only gave the ball to Saquon Barkley 14 times on the runs. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think Kafka needs to get a little bit better at. You know what I'm saying? He's got to see that and look, just get the ball to Barkley.
Yeah, we were 2-0. Y'all were 1-1, sir.
Get them coming up.
We'll see who ends the season on top of the NFC East. It won't be y'all, Francisco.
Like you said, Pat, if they turned around in backpedal mode, they can't play on key in on Barkley and Jones like that. Because in the third quarter, they put a spy.
Yeah, they put a spy on Daniel Jones, and that's why he was running for his life the whole time and not getting as much yardage as he was getting because they put a spy on him. Because they knew that our offensive line was a blocking, and they did not have to respect our receivers out there.
If we wanted to bump set, they 8 yards back.
That's why Slayton should have been out there for most of the game. Because when Slayton was on the field, that's when shit started opening up. It was just that the offensive line wasn't blocking. I promise you, if that offensive line blocked half decent that game, y'all would have got 8 up. Because Slayton was running past y'all. And he was opening up more stuff underneath. I promise you. It is what it is. But good game by the Cowboys. They beat us at home on Monday Night Football, but we still have the same record. We're both 2-1. We got the Bears.
And I think we get our get back on Thursday Night Football on Thanksgiving.
Yep, I think we beat y'all in Dallas on Thanksgiving, especially if our offensive line is jailed by then. I think we punish y'all on Thanksgiving, to be honest with you.
I think Saquon Barkley runs all down y'all throat. Pause.
And then, Thibodeau's going to have like 5 games underneath his belt, and Ojulari's going to have about 5 games underneath his belt. And so they're going to get used to playing in this defense
and Leo
full
Williams
time.
should be back.
Yep, Leo will be back that game. And honestly, I would have rather faced Dak Prescott that game.
I agree.
He played more safe.
He played way more safe than what Dak Prescott does. But we'll see. I know you won't get that running like you did this past game on Thanksgiving for sure. And that's what really kept y'all in the game. Y'all would get like 3rd and 12s on running the damn ball.
Right. Cooper Rush barely passed for he barely passed for over 200 yards. So I don't understand what this Cooper Rush killed. Cooper Rush ain't do shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It was Zeke and the goddamn Tony Pollard that killed us
Getting
on
them
the
edges.
offense.
Zone
And
run.
then, they had a little couple plays of CeeDee Lamb, but for the most part, it was Zeke and Pollard. Nobody else did shit.
Right. So, yeah, I'm done with the Cowboys until we play them on Thanksgiving. Shout out to Turpin, who made a good kick return. That's our player, Team Up Sports. He made a good kick return. Yeah, I mean, we had 26 pressures and only got beat by 7 and had a chance to tie it up. Just Seals fell on a route. Because if Seals catches that ball, we're probably damn near to the 50 on that play because Diggs was burnt. He caught him peeking again. And that was Slayton. That would have been a serious problem. That was Slayton.
Seals out. Our $72 million receiver dropped the goddamn pass on that drive.
I'm talking about the last drive. I'm talking about the last drive. That's what caused the last drive to get stalled because
that was
Seals
an
fell on the
interception.
route.
Yeah, that's what a turnover happened.
That caused that interception. If Seals doesn't fall right there, he catches that ball, he has a chance to run for a pretty good amount of yardage because Trey Diggs was peeking again, which he always does when he's undisciplined.
Over pursues, yeah. And if he don't get the pick, you got him. You go for the 6.
Yep. All you gotta do is be careful around that dude. I promise you, he's gonna give up over 100 yards. He said Lieutenant Dan was looking like a first-round draft pick on them boys. Facts. 11-6 still on y'all. Still 11-6 past you bitches. We'll see what the Cowboys do, man. Y'all got a legit defense. I will call you that. Yeah. I mean, all our good plays, there was a penalty on it. All our good plays on offense, there was a penalty. And that takes the air penalty. Out. Yeah, that takes the air out the offense. Instead of having 1st and 10 on your 30, now we got 1st and 20 on our 30 because of bullshit penalties. But
that's what happens. And that's what happens with a young team. You know what I'm saying? The Giants are 2nd in the league in penalties with 24 penalties on the season. So, Brian Dable and Wink and those guys, they got to get these, they're going to work with this young team, but this team is young and they're going to have penalties. We can argue what penalties were bullshit or not, but the fact of the matter is it's a young, undisciplined team right now. And they got to work that out with the coaches. Now, we see promise with the coaches, man, but, there is critique with them as well, so we definitely are going to see this team grow, though. That's the encouraging sign. We 2-1, and like I said, we're 2nd in the league in penalties. We got the 3rd most sacks in the league against us. So those are things that need to get cleaned up. But once they get cleaned up, guess what? You're going to start to get healthy, hopefully. Cross your fingers, and your offense should be starting to get in the rhythm. Because I think the defense is already kind of in the rhythm, but I think KT and Aziz kind of threw it off a little bit, how they want to play. Because they wasn't ready to be out there full time. When you got rotation players rotating in and out, it's hard to get a rhythm. I think they want KT and Aziz out there most of the time, but they had to rotate snaps. So let these guys get a rhythm. Let them get in form, and I think this team will take off because stuff like that can be cleaned up. Penalties and I mean, unless you Darnay Holmes, you should be able to clean your penalties up because I don't understand. This guy's just. But yeah.
Yeah, Darnay Holmes has to clean it up a whole lot as well. But
I think Flat is his replacement, but he's got
Flat
shit
need
to clean
tackle.
up.
Flat need to
Right,
tackle.
he got to tackle. So you got two.
Flat needs to learn how to tackle for sure. I don't know what Flat is doing out there. He continues to duck his head and miss tackles.
He probably just need to get stronger.
Yeah, he a little guy.
I think that's what it is. You let him hit the weight room this off season coming up. Get him a full off season. He'll be all right.
Facts.
But fellas, it's been 2.5 hours. What haven't we talked about tonight? Other than we got a bunch of Cowboys fans coming in trying to troll. It's all good.
How y'all feel about the Bears game?
I think we beat the Bears. I think the Bears are a carbon copy of us. Got a quarterback that has to prove himself and no receivers and no offensive line right now.
I agree.
And we both run the ball pretty well. So I think we're carbon copies of each other for sure.
So what gives us the edge?
We got a special talent at running back.
Saquon?
I think what gives us the edge is that I think Daniel Jones is better than Justin Fields. And if we put Slayton out there, we have a chance to get those DBs out that back pedal and
that makes our receivers a little better.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like serious, I would be okay with James, Slayton, and Robinson when he gets back being out there. But for now, it's probably going to have to be Kenny Golladay or Seals, Slayton, and James. But Slayton has to play. Because if Slayton doesn't play now, oh my God, Seals, Golladay? That's who you depending on now?
That's a bad look, man. If you the coaching staff.
Look, a bad look. It's a wrap. The defense know they ain't got to do shit now. Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know how he made the
DJ make any pass that's off target, just an inch. It's a pick. Everybody's looking at you.
Make sure you guys stop by G Nation Inside Sports later on tonight for Thursday night football. Miami versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Let's go.
That's going to be a good one. Let's see if Joe Burrow can get him a win against the Miami Dolphins, or will he continue to play bad this year?
Or will Tua throw 6 touchdowns again?
Yeah.
Man, Cincinnati got the same problem we got. Their offensive line is putrid.
Yeah, but he got 3 good receivers out there and a tight end.
They can't block.
And no excuses, right? Just get it done. That's what they tell DJ. Get it done. Don't matter you got Seals and Golladay out there that can't run, and the offensive line is giving up the most pressures in the league. Don't matter. Get it done. But if Burrow can't do it, his offensive line is not good.
Yeah.
He still got Jamar Chase. He still got Mixon. He still got Tyler Boyd. He still got T. Higgins. He still got Austin Hooper. Got the same people that he had last year. But there's film out there now.
Mm-hmm.
But no excuses. Get it done. That's what they tell DJ. That's what I tell these fans. You want to call me crazy, whatever, but keep it real with every quarterback then. If that's how you feel, that a quarterback should be able to get it done no matter what, just because you like them doesn't mean the rules change.
Bengals giving up second most sacks this season at 15. The Giants are third most. Commanders lead the league.
Hey, Pete Parker, the only one-on-ones that Golladay need to be doing is having a heart-to-heart with himself in the mirror about what the hell he want to do with his life, because he damn sure ain't been out here putting forth no effort to be on this team.
Shit, we got to get to the red zone first, and we need his help getting into the red zone. Think we just magically appear in the red zone and all of a sudden, okay, Golladay, get in there. Hell no, you worth $72 million. You supposed to help us get in the damn red zone, sir. Not even Bubba Franks, one of the greatest red zone tight ends, got paid that much money. And Bubba Franks, all he did was catch touchdowns, and that was it. That man had like 18 catches and like 15 of them were touchdowns because he kept catching it on the 1 yard line that year. But he got to help us get to the red zone too.
I agree with you, Pat. Jones is in this situation is not a good situation for him, but Justin Fields is in a worse situation. Justin Fields, y'all, has 297 passing yards on the season. The season.
He's only completed 23 passes.
He getting that ball
My
running.
God.
They were in the Water Bowl too that first game, week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is
yeah,
true.
but damn.
Nah, you're right. You're right. It should be a lot better than that.
You know,
but that regime is different though, because like I said, half of the regime was in on him, and half of the regime didn't want him when he got drafted.
I thought they got a fresh start.
Well, they got a fresh start now, but I'm saying when he was first drafted.
Oh, before, yeah. Just like Gettleman.
Before they clean house. Okay.
Yeah. They got screwed.
I tell you what, if he can't complete more than 12 passes against us, we whoop their ass. I'll tell you that now.
That's a fact.
I think Wink comes back to life this week, and he cooks up something special for Mr. Fields over there, and it's gonna be a rough day. Even if our offense can't still get going, I think their offense is gonna have a much tougher time against this defense.
I mean, Wink watching the same tape we watched. He got to be ready to go.
Yeah, and I'll say this: they actually tipped off their blitzes too,
didn't they?
Yeah, they tipped off their blitzes too. The DBs, Holmes was tipping off the blitz every time he was coming, because everybody that was blitzing would turn in and look at the quarterback. And that's on that one run play, 3rd and 12. Zeke got the first down. He knew it because they tipped off the blitz, and he saw it, and he audible to that pitch play, because it was a pass play, but he audible to that pitch play when he seen that both the outside linebacker and the DB turned in to look at him, and they tipped off, and they came in, and Holmes playing undisciplined, didn't even see the pitch, because if he sees the pitch, at least he could be out there to hold that blocker in that spot. But he ran in towards Cooper Rush, and that allowed Ezekiel Elliott to get all the way out. So they're going to have to watch that. Maybe have Holmes turn his head in and still guard the guy, just in case somebody wants to audible again like that. I mean, Cooper Rush played a good game. He audible every time he seen it coming. And it was always a short pass to the tight end or a pitch out to the running backs.
You think Wink can try just to see what it looks like to get pressure just with the 4 and let his corners play?
I mean, he may have to do that against certain teams.
Yeah. Because
I mean, he may be able to test that this week. Try to get pressure with the 4 against Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Because, you put that many corners out there, Justin Fields is known to throw you one. I promise you, he'll throw you one. Just got to be there to catch it.
You're going to run it.
But you know they're gonna try to do a heavy dose of run. Well, they already know him for running, like NYG was saying. So they're gonna try to focus on it even more. This time, that tape that we put out, they're gonna attack the hell out those edges. They're gonna see Tibbs, and they're gonna be like, we're gonna run right at him.
Yep, run right at Tibbs and Ojulari every time they in there. Because when Jahad Ward was in there, that didn't happen. He stopped it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I think they need the rotation.
He stopped it right after too. He stopped that. He set that edge right after he got that toss play.
Yep.
Look, Tibbs is a rookie. You know what I'm saying? He still needs to learn the game. Ojulari is a second-year player, so you can trust Ojulari out there with Jahad Ward on 1st and 2nd down. Now on 3rd down, you can do Ojulari or Tibbs, or you can even bring Zimenez in there to give Ojulari a rest and just let them go. You know what I'm saying? So
Tibbs is funny too.
I think that's something that they could do moving forward to get this pass rush kind of juiced up.
All right.
Yes. All right, big bro.
Work in the morning, fellas.
Peace.
Now have a good one, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right. Tune in to G Nation Inside Sports tomorrow on Thursday Night Football. Bengals versus Dolphins is going to be dope. shout out to the chat for a consistent almost 70 in the chat tonight. Thank you for all that shared. Even the Cowboys fans that came in talking noise. I appreciate you guys because you're funny as hell. Let's see how much you'll be talking at the end of the season. But I do appreciate all you guys. You guys have a good night. Shout out to Tudo as well, man. Thank you for showing love to all the new people in the chat, man. You were on it tonight, bro. Thank you. Pause.
He's bored. He's injured. He's sitting at home.
Right. But appreciate all you guys chilling on the panel. TD, NYG, Dash, Reek, Rob Zero came through tonight. Tommy came in through tonight. Reek was here the whole time. Thought he had a new job, but he's Tommy from Martin still. He ain't got no job. That's crazy.
That's fucked up, man.
Reek needs some work.
No, man, I don't know what happened with that, man, but that's
Reek
their
is an
loss.
entrepreneur. He gonna create his own job.
That's what's up.
Reek finna have his own plant. You don't even know it.
Right.
But
his own strain.
But appreciate you, Reek, man. You've been one of my day ones from the beginning. Appreciate it. Neezy, all you guys, man. Angel just came in. Angel Jimmy, I believe I've seen you already, Angel. He says Giants suck, need all new players, period. I hear you, bro. Thank you guys for tuning in. But until the next episode, you already know. Smoke screen. Let's get up out of here.
Peace. Come on. Let's go, Giants.